welcome to the EST Hangout.
This is the EST Hangout, and today's guests are...
A good Tuesday morning to you. Welcome to the EST Hangout, presented by Two Hoots, hard iced teal, real brewed tea, big taste, bold refreshment. Don't just give a hoot, give two. Matt Iwanyk, Lieutenant Eric, Zachticum with you here on EdmontonSportsTalk.com. Tune in iHeartRadio as well as those watching on YouTube. We will also have YTT join us in the second hour of the Hangout here today. We'll swap out Eric for Trev later on. Lots to get to on the Hangout today. You can always get in touch in the nasty chat, or you can jump into the Paris Jewelers inbox. 780-218-9999. We'll have to talk a little Tre Ford eventually. Nathan Rourke. The Leon Draisaitl contract. Also in this hour, I want to start talking some ESTYs. I want to throw it out there. I want to get our nasties involved in this right now for potential categories. So be ready, because we're going to talk some ESTYs today. September 17th. We're all going to the Garno. More details to come on the date, time, all of that. So stay tuned to EST. But we're going to talk some ESTYs today because it's time.
Good. We had somebody in the morning show actually put together quite a nice piece that, in terms of best video, best editing, best writing, lots of things could have been. A lot of people saying that this project earlier in the morning show today would sweep the awards.
Wow.
Yeah. And that would be the interview video between Reed Wilkins and Dustin Nielsen.
I'm also just going to throw this out there. We need more categories for listeners.
That is a big one. It's easy to toot our own horn.
We need more categories for you, the listeners, to potentially win. So I'm just going to say that. And when we get to that, we will get there. So that was a good video, though.
Trev, great video.
It was awesome.
And I like showcasing, the humorous side of a broadcaster like Reed, who's been in the, business and area for quite some time. But, a series. It's nice to have the outtakes, the laughter, the camaraderie and everything. So, yeah.
Well, we just heard the laughter happening. I was in my office the entire time. Yeah. It's just...
How many outtakes?
That's going to be on socials right away, I would assume.
Yeah.
It's not up yet.
Not yet, but it will be.
That'll be up there. So stay tuned. Reminder, you're going to hear me say this and us say this a lot coming this fall. Reed Wilkins show with J Mill coming to Edmonton Sports Talk as we're expanding to 6 to 6. We will have that show 3 to 6 Monday through Fridays right here on EST starting in September. So very much looking forward to that. It's going to be a busier office around here, which is going to be a lot nicer.
More people, more ideas floating around. Love it. You know what I'm saying?
It's just I don't know. It's just having people to talk to more than just
I'm sick of talking to you every day. Quietly. Yeah. But the same couple people every single day. Just at the old station too. You'd run into different people from different stations and exchange.
The early
different
days
ideas.
of EST was very much like the last few years of the old place.
Yeah.
There wasn't a lot of people.
No.
Now once we add the full afternoons, it's going to be like
it's nice to have a full roster. Yeah.
Just more people to talk to, more different ideas, more laughter. Maybe we'll have to get that Tecmo machine in.
Ooh.
So that
league expansion.
For that, I don't care. Anyone could come in. I'll beat you.
Well, sure. Yeah.
I am the champ.
I don't need to.
I still hold the trophy.
Yeah.
I should bring it in one day so Dusty has to look at it.
Actually, that might expedite getting the machine in here.
You keep bringing the trophy.
Yeah, you keep.
Put it beside the sauerkraut.
Well, we have a trophy room.
I got it done. No one else has these trophies yet.
Yeah, well.
There's only one the good thing I have an office. I'm the only one that has the ability to display trophies right now.
Well, should we get to the Tre Ford starting then? If you're on this winning streak here of celebratory victory lap here, eh?
I'm still skeptical. Okay, for those that missed it, Farah saying yesterday that Tre Ford will get the start. The Elks don't take to the practice field till Wednesday, so that's when we're going to officially find out. I'm just skeptical that Tre Ford will get the start still. I just don't believe it because I don't trust.
Nor
Darius
should you,
Jackson
based on
now.
what you've seen from this team, right? And the decision making. So he should get the start.
Absolutely,
things should happen, but given how they've operated, and I said this too, if they're down like 21-8 at the half, let's just say, I wouldn't be surprised if MBT gets put into the game at the half, as Tre Ford wasn't last game. Given the decision making of this team.
See, now the question though is who's making the decision to start Tre Ford?
Well,
is it Jarius? Is it Giroy? Is it Rick
Lawlisher? Yeah. Rick came on the show and we had him on.
Yeah.
After the dismissal, he said the one football ops thing that he would get, somewhat share his opinion on was the quarterbacking. Perhaps this is it.
Well, it's just if it's not Trey or if it's not Jerry's decisions to start Trey, I agree. If things don't go well to start that game against the Riders, MBT's getting in there pretty quick.
Yeah, which is...
I'll agree with that.
But that's, again, you go to last Sunday here. Why don't you make that switch then at halftime? Like, it'll be... I can just see how that goes, and it would drive people nuts.
You know, one thing I also don't understand about the decision to go late to Tre Ford is you clearly were hearing the boos at the end of the first half. You clearly saw the frustration from the fan base.
It was set up on a tee for you.
What did you think was going to happen when MBT took to the field in the third quarter? You know, that can't be good for MBT. That can't be good for the rest of the team.
Exactly.
That they're just hearing their fans just booing the rest of this time. You put your quarterback in a position to fail, largely.
Yeah.
Why would you do that to him? It's the mercy pool of hockey with goalies.
Yes.
Sometimes you just have to pull that goalie. You may not think it's the goalie's fault fully, but you have to pull the goalie because it's...
The vibes were too bad.
We need to make some sort of... Here, the fans clearly do not want him. They're clearly going to keep booing here. If not, it's going to get worse, which it did. Yeah. So why are you putting MBT in that position? If he's your guy, if he's your boy, why make him go through that?
Bizarre stuff. I just, and again, it doesn't even go back to Sunday. I mean, the boos and the chants are already starting. I mean, this has been erupting. It is the topic surrounding the team. But again, given how I could see him having like a decent game, decent first half in Regina, and then them being down in the score.
Trey?
Yeah, and then they go back to MBT. Like
he's 9 of 14 for 92 yards.
But they're down 10.
A touchdown and a pick.
Yeah.
Also rushed for like 40 yards.
Perfect.
But it's a tie.
Perfect.
Like they're down by 3.
3, I would no, but I'll say I could see it being the exact same score at halftime as Sunday. But then they make the change, and last time they didn't.
I'm just intrigued how MBT's he's gonna potentially handle them being the backup. Because we saw the video of the sideline. We saw him being frustrated.
We've heard his words commenting on perhaps being the backup weeks prior, and he wasn't too happy. Tone was pretty angered. He's getting his money.
Well, he's also spoke, like all he said throughout training camp in the start of the season is that he wants to help develop Tre Ford. You know, so, well, here's that moment. Go help develop Tre Ford. Allow him to be, you be the sounding board to him as he tries to get better at being a quarterback. You know, because like that's the one thing about Tre Ford is he's not a perfect quarterback.
No.
There is a lot of room for development he still needs to do to be a legit star in the Canadian Football League. And
reps.
He needs time and reps now, and it's too bad he missed out on the first 6.5 weeks of that. 6 3/4 weeks of that, I should say. But now's the time, and let him just cook, if you will. Let's just see what he can do.
Zach was telling me before the hangout, he's more of a Prukop guy. Everybody's talking MBT and Tre Ford. Zach wants a little Dakota.
No, I think trade everybody so Trey could fit in. Isn't that
just get
the Moneyball thing?
Yeah,
that's what Dusty was saying. Like
the Art Howe angle.
The Art
they
Howe
want to go back to MBT. He gone.
Well, Jay wanted a poll on the postgame show on Sunday with who should be the starting quarterback this week, and I did the 3 options.
Good.
I threw Dakota Prukop in there. Who got more votes? No, he got, what was it? MBT got 8%, I think, and Dakota Prukop like 4%. There were some people saying, give me Dakota.
I'm reading that in a big way. Yeah.
Well, do you guys think that the emotions from MBT not wanting to really be the backup quarterback, do you think that weighs into the option of not playing Tre Ford? Or is it just that because they've spent this money on a veteran quarterback who should be playing is why they don't take him out and put Tre Ford in, who is kind of this huge question mark over him, which he hasn't seen enough on the field. He hasn't played enough, got those reps to show that he is a quarterback in this league who could play, but you put him out there and he makes a huge highlight. 3 touchdowns in quarter 4. What?
The money's tough, but the guy that brought him in with that money is no longer here. So it's not like you're going back.
The other guys are.
I know,
G-Roy's still here.
G-Roy AGM though, but like
and
Chris Jones,
and Jarius Jackson's still here, who was the OC.
Chris Jones bought him and paid him the money. So
sure, but those 2 guys would have been part of that decision. I am
part
sure
of it though. But I would say it's harder to move away from the money if CJ's still here because then that's your. You know what I'm saying? You could make the excuse or the argument that okay, well he's gone, so now we can just kind of say it wasn't a good deal.
I think what we saw over this last week is that this wasn't all Chris Jones that doesn't like Tre Ford. It's the football ops team.
The Tre Ford's
which is Jarius Jackson, Geroy Simon and Chris Jones do not like Tre Ford.
But the splashing
They're
of
not
a
fans
$500,000 on
Tre-
MBT.
Sure, but
I think more
but
so.
I don't think he stays. I don't think they stick with MBT through last game, that extra quarter.
No, fair enough.
Because of the contract. It's because they don't like Tre Ford. They don't trust Tre Ford. I don't care how many people want to tell me, and over the last many months, people tell me, "Oh, that's just a joke. They like him. You're just, they're just having to develop." No. Those guys do not like him. Just look at the track record over the last 2 seasons of how they have treated Tre Ford, leading into now just when Jarius Jackson took this job, he said, "We're going to use 3 quarterbacks." He used in a short week Tre Ford for 2 series, and then the following week retreated from those comments and said, "I was being fair, but now we're just sticking with MBT. I just got the 1 quarterback we're going with." Basically, that's all he said. And then he stuck with MBT through an extra quarter at the very least of what he should have done. Why is he doing all that? Because he doesn't like Tre Ford either. He doesn't see a quarterback in Tre Ford, and they don't want. They are reluctant. They are kicking and screaming. Last year it happened, and now it's this year. They're kicking and screaming to having to play Tre Ford, and it's taking somebody, it seems like, up high to have to say, no, you got to start playing this guy.
You're going to hate this. I don't think it's not so much they don't like him, but maybe they don't trust him yet due to the fact that he hasn't had the time. Like, you need the trust comes with the time. They're not giving him the time, so you don't get the trust back. I think there's a liking there. I think you got to be blind and.
I don't believe that there is.
And at what line is it now? Winless throughout the season. Fans like him. Fans want to see Tre Ford. He's exciting.
Yes.
Does he pull if you start him just for that fact that the fans like
want
him?
It's a risky, and see, that's where, as much as I want Tre Ford, that's such a risky thing because, I never believe that business should interfere with sport. Business people should not come in and tell the sporting people how to run their job. But the Elks are in such a unique spot where they need, they have a guy that actually excites the fan base and brings people out. He also has the ability to go win football games because of the 8 football games his team has won in basically 2.5 seasons. He's been the starting quarterback in 5 of them. But if the coach doesn't fully believe in this, I guess he's a professional, Jarius Jackson, but again, how quickly is he going to pull him? How quickly is he going to do things? Because the outside, the upper voices saying play Tre, they could only go so far. Once that game starts, they're not getting involved. They can't get involved.
Well, there's no, communicate there. But if they didn't like him too, I mean, maybe you go to Dakota. I still think it's a trust thing, but again, with the trust, it's chicken and egg. You got to get the guy some time and reps if you're gonna you can't argue that he sucks or you don't like him when you haven't played him at all.
But this is where I go. It's not trust; it's they don't like. In that, everyone who was on board with the MBT move this offseason, all even conceded you got to mix in Tre Ford into packages.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You got to bring him into the game. Chris Jones
Counted.
didn't do that once in his time throughout this season. Why wouldn't you use that asset? It's not a trust thing at that point. It's
Jones wouldn't. Yeah.
But
I'm
then,
just saying
okay,
you
but
move
now
on
I'm going to flip to Jarius Jackson. So he goes and he uses him in 2 series against Ottawa in the first half of that game. In the second half, had more opportunities to mix him in because things weren't going well. And Jarius, the week after, talked about how it's hard to mess with the flow. There was no flow in that game. Mm-hmm. There was none. You could have put Tre in there a little bit more. But instead, he immediately goes, I'm not going with this guy. I'm done. It's like he did his job. He thought he could go to Rick Lawler and the fan base and go, I gave you guys Tre. He didn't do anything. I'm done. And I would get it if it's a trust thing for being the starting quarterback. But if you don't even trust him to play, then either you have to get rid of him, which I hope they don't do, or it's you don't like this guy.
Well,
and I stand by they don't like this guy.
That's the thing. If you didn't like him, and I know Jones spoke not so much glowingly of him, we could read between the lines when he spoke about him. So that's. But again,
and Tre, I just
but then get rid of him before you're sullying
Rick, I don't
the
think
stock.
would allow that.
No,
to happen.
I get it, but
here's the other part I'll add to that is you had Chris Jones speak poorly of Tre Ford this season when Tre has said nothing this season. Why are you doing that? That's not a trust factor. You don't like this guy.
Oh, Jones didn't like him. I'll say that. I'm just speaking now with the current.
It's clear they are a group. They are together. And they were all like-minded.
What do we do now?
Well, apparently Tre Ford is going to maybe be the starter, and we'll find out tomorrow at practice.
Reported that he will be.
Farhan Lalji. And look, I'm not going to critique Farhan's reporting. Farhan usually, when he gets these things, is pretty much always right.
Hypothetically,
I ended the post-game show saying I don't trust Jarius Jackson to start Tre Ford, so I don't believe it.
Yeah. So he doesn't start. Fans' heads fall off. He does start. against a really good Sask D out there.
It's a tough spot.
But that's good.
It's a very well.
You're 0-7. Let's see what you're like, because the Tre Ford detractors, whom I think they're not detractors, but garbage time. Okay, well let's see what you got now. He went in there. The Rough Riders team last year was a shadow of what it is now, and that's different or whatever. But he did play against Mace's defense last year, to which I think Mace kind of nullified him a bit. That'll be interesting to see the matchup. But I want to see him go up. Give me a full 4 quarters. Struggling, I don't just get out there, get the reps, get the time. Let's see what you got. I want it all. I just want it all now. We talk about just giving him the start this game. Give him the reins.
I think he needs to be the starting quarterback the rest of the season.
Yes.
And not be pulled.
Yes.
But you got to evaluate. The problem with this is that if the fans had their way, this team would have built a roster around Tre Ford in the offseason and would have had an improved defense. Would have had an improved offensive line.
I think even an improved offensive line, the MBT question too is not asked as much. Fair, given what type of quarterback he is. Well, if you put money now, the money you spent on money,
of MBT. But
if you had MBT as a quarterback with a decent
100%. But that's the problem is that they didn't have a decent offensive line. They brought in a quarterback that can't move.
Sure.
So when your offensive line is poor, he's going to get sacked.
You can't do anything. Exactly.
That's where fans and myself all offseason were screaming, you go with Tre Ford because you could build a better team. You could get more assets on defense and you could fix your offensive line. And then we could see what this team would have been. It's not all on the offense, the Elks' problem.
No.
Their defense is poor. That needs to be a lot better.
And they have weaponry on the offense if you had the time to get it to them.
Which the first part of the season, MBT was able to get the release to make those plays. Yeah. These last few games, he hasn't been able to, and he's getting sacked. And that's where, at least if there's Tre Ford, he can just run around do his thing and try to make a play. So that's the part where I feel bad for a guy like Tre Ford or something, is that you're coming in, it's a poor team, and this isn't the team you should have had around you, but also now you are a pro athlete, so let's go see what you can do. This has to be his team the rest of the season because new ownership's going to come in, the president's going to come in, they're going to hire a GM, and that GM I think needs a little bit more film to go, is this our starting quarterback or not?
Yes, and given how the team, specifically the offensive structure right now with the line, as you mentioned, he's better equipped to deal with that than MBT is style-wise. And I know where the money went, and you could have said the money goes there, but right now, yes. Behind a porous offensive line, I'd rather have the moving quarterback as opposed to the stoic, static, sitting in the pocket quarterback.
How was tailgate for you?
Oh, it was great. Yeah. Even though the team's losing, tailgate is honestly the best part of the game.
Tell them where you went to during the game.
Yeah, I went up to the press box for the first time.
Button shirt, he was looking good.
I thought you were in the EST Travis Matthews shirt.
Yeah, and I was sitting there. I had my golf shorts on and everything, my nice white shoes, and then walked in looking fresh. But it was as quiet as a church in there.
Well, you heard some people though talking about Edmonton Sports Talk, I think, on the wind.
I did. I was like a fly on the wall. I was like a.
People were talking about the
Hangout. Nobody know who I am. Yeah, right? I heard the Hangout. Yeah, it's a nice, casual, fun show about sports. And then whisper, and I was like, oh, that's a great time.
Speaking of Hangout, we still got to get that Riverhawks player on. I got to reach out to Maddie with the Riverhawks.
Yeah.
After the sack race, one of the players stopped Eric to chat with him about EST quickly.
Loves it. Huge fan.
Yeah.
Be great in the Hangout.
I think it was Brody was his name.
Yeah.
Was it Brody?
A St. Albertan.
Yeah.
Brody
Number
Kubusch?
23. That's what I remember.
Yeah.
Kubusch, I think. Brody Kubusch.
Look at you.
Sounds
you
about
got
right.
the Riverhawks
Well,
podcast.
he's the pod man. Yeah.
He's knowing everything about
Mr.
that
Riverhawk.
Caca. I mean, hey, they're on the road now, right? They're done.
Great job in the mascot suit as well during Riverhawk season.
Oh, yeah.
You play the good
me,
part.
yeah.
You play the bird here and the bird there.
I know. I was so good at Smash.
Yeah.
We got a week and a half
taking
left.
heads off.
And they need to finish top 4.
And I know the roster's kind of getting depleted. Like guys are going back to college. It's kind of the sands running through the hourglass. If they can just hang on and win this 9-game road trip type of deal.
What is their standings right now?
Still a chance at some home playoff action, correct? I mean, if they go off on this one.
I've heard of a date of when the playoff would be here in Edmonton. And it would be a weekend. I'll just throw that out there.
That'd be the hottest ticket of the summer.
The Hawks sit overall 2 games back of the top 4. Because first half winner... Oh, I clicked the wrong button. First half winner... Oh, why do they have the River? The Riverhawks were not first. They gave it to Wenatchee. This thing has Edmonton first.
The first
Wenatchee
second,
won first half.
Yeah.
Second half, right now, Wenatchee and the Bellingham Bells are tied. So the Bells, it doesn't really matter because then after that, it goes to the next 2 overall.
You're on the overall? Yeah.
Then the 2 overall, but if Wenatchee wins both, then it's the top three. The Riverhawks are third, ahead of Victoria, and then Nanaimo's the team to watch. The Riverhawks are 6 games up with, 9 games to go or
How much
something
is
like that?
Victoria
games on
back?
the road.
Because that's their team tonight, the first 3 games.
3 games is
set.
back.
Oh, boy. So that's a big
But like the
series here.
Riverhawks, I think, that they were like a win or 2 away, I think, from clinching a playoff spot.
Just getting into that'd be great itself.
They've never been in the playoffs.
Yeah, so
and
we're
last
dreaming
year,
of home, but-
August was their best attendance. Like they had a fun. This week last year was the final homestand for the Riverhawks, and they had their best attendance. It was just unbelievable.
Well, we've been dying for a little August ball, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And this year's like 2 years ago, where the Riverhawks they're on the road 10 this season.
Yeah.
and it sucks. Because you just want those extra couple of extra, K-Days is done, Taste is done.
Yeah.
Like you just would like.
Well, it
that
all
week.
ends at the same time too, right?
Yeah.
Like Taste was up, K-Days was up. The bad heat and everything, the smoke, and then towards that end of the week, it started getting good, and then Stinger's done too, right?
Regular season play
Regular
wrapped up last
season.
night.
Play a home game on Sunday, August 4th. You'll be able to catch that right here in Edmonton Sports Talk. We've got Heritage Days coming up this weekend. It would be.
My favorite weekend of the year.
Yeah.
Which I will be out of town for.
I saw the tents up around Borden Park. I didn't go to Borden last year for it. I'm very intrigued by it.
It's okay.
It's not going to be the same.
It's
but
not like Horlac, but it's okay.
We've got what? Folk Fest still has to happen and Fringe. And then that's it for
the
summer
Fringe,
festivals.
yeah.
I love going to walk around Fringe.
That's walking around's great.
I think Reed is like a volunteer there at stuff.
Beauty.
I think he's doing some things with them.
I don't
It's
think I've ever
fun
been.
just being a Strathcona.
Get you into a show or two.
Oh,
Yeah,
sneak in the back door.
it's who you know, right?
Penner's Pancakes, Maddie. What's the capacity for Riverhawks games? I think it's 9,000 something.
Yeah, over-
because the
just over
Canada Day
9,000.
was a sold out, and it's like 9 something. I think
If
it was.
they get a
9-6,
home playoff
9-3.
game, holy hell.
It will
Well, actually,
be
okay.
booming.
So here's I was with Mooner. I was with Hupka.
Yeah,
And a
teed
buddy
up.
of Mooner's at the last game on Saturday, or the game on Saturday. I told them about the 999 challenge.
Yes.
They're very excited about this.
Yes.
And we've locked it in that it's happening
At the playoff game.
Yes.
Wow.
If the players in for a battle, I'm joining them for a battle.
You're going to be right there on the...
I'm joining. So when we were looking up rules and we figured out the rules of the 999, it's not per inning. It's total.
Oh, well.
Well,
I thought it was per inning.
Yeah, per inning's tough.
No, we looked it up. Like, 'cause there's no full official rules, but we were looking at what people say. Everyone just goes with you need to do 9 beers, 9 hot dogs within the 9 innings. The moment the final out happens, you better be done, because if you're not, you lose. So if it's the top of the 9th, 2 outs, and you're halfway through a hot dog, and all of a sudden, boom, fly out, and you didn't finish it, you didn't accomplish it. The one group people I saw, they said 8 of the 9 hot dogs have to have at least 1 condiment on them.
Yeah, mustard.
I think I'd go
Hold the
ketchup.
relish.
Could you switch it, or you start off with your one,
you
the
could go
full
with
9
whatever.
have to be...
I think ketchup would make it easier to go down a little bit. I don't know.
either dip it in water. There's somebody who dips
not
it in
doing that.
water,
Chest,
right?
well, the
Going down.
competitive, you can just get them all down you. But I
Isn't that
do
a
love
condiment?
the staggered. I think I'd start off heavy.
Well, and that was the thing is the
That's right,
strategy
that's right.
behind it now is where do you go with this? Do you start with a couple
Yeah.
of hot dogs early?
5th inning, I take a break downstairs, and then I'm back up for the 6th, and I got my appetite ready to go again. And you,
Well, but now do you do like 1 hot dog, 1 beer at a time, or do you just crush a couple of hot dogs early and then go to a couple
I'd
beers?
show up, I'd
Do you go
drink
beers
a
early?
couple beers early.
Well, you can't. See, to me, it's also you can't start this until first pitch.
Sure. Well, that's
alright.
okay.
That's what,
but I would still,
Well,
I'd be
like
sitting there
it's
2
first,
beers.
Like
Yeah.
I don't think you can start drinking and eating before first pitch.
That's
happens.
fair. No, yeah, I get that.
It's got to be within 9 innings.
But I think I'd start consuming quickly to get them in you. Get a little numbness going on, and then
Yeah.
down a few dogs, and then you're halfway there already.
I'd almost do it where you fast the entire day. Get ready
That's
to
a
get these
dangerous,
hot dogs
game.
in you.
Yeah.
You eat 3 hot dogs first inning. So you already
Yeah.
got 3 hot dogs out.
But
And
your
then you let them
stomach's gonna need,
digest a little bit.
but
An inning. Maybe the 2nd inning. And then you start chugging a few beers.
You wouldn't have a pre-pasta meal just to get
I
the...
think you need to
No.
open up. I think there's a thing about
No
you need to
chicken.
eat a little bit in the
You
day
need a
to
little
open
bit
up
in
the stomach.
Yeah, a good breakfast might be the thing, because
Or
then you get
something.
your digestive going.
You need something to
Yeah.
get the stomach going for the day. You can't just go in hard, otherwise
Because you might
you're
go
going
there,
to
you
feel
get
quicker.
2, and you're like, oh.
I believe.
Yeah.
I believe
you're
that's
good.
the
I think a
science
hearty
behind it.
breakfast would be the key to this win.
I also feel like I would, through the first 3 innings, want to at least crush 2 hot dogs per. And maybe 5 of the drinks in the first like 3 innings. So I have a good base.
Yeah. I think you
I'm
start
down
heavy. Yeah.
like 6 hot dogs. I'm down like 4 or 5 drinks.
You can even take an inning off if you want.
But then I have the rest of the game to now, okay, I don't have as many to do.
Yeah, and you know what you're working with.
I know what I'm
you can
working-
chart it. You can kind of.
And the only thing you have to do is you have to pay attention to the score, because if the Riverhawks are leading, you don't get 9 innings. You get 8.5 innings.
That's a good
You
point,
got to
too.
pay attention
Yeah,
to
well,
that.
yeah.
You got to keep following that. And you'd want the Riverhawks to win. So, and now the only question is, do I add scoring a baseball game in while doing this?
Well, that's
because I haven't done that yet.
Don't be greedy here. I mean,
Don't drop the mustard.
You
on
can only
it.
do one challenge.
What'd you say?
Don't drop the mustard on it. If you did do it,
Ketchup and
watch out. Yeah.
I think ketchup just would. I think it would taste better that many times.
Okay.
I think it's like just a little bit sweeter.
Too sweet though. That's for me. I like the mustard on the dog. The tang.
I just don't know if I could do either.
Give me a Dijon.
Oh, I hate Dijon.
Yeah.
Or sweet.
I've never liked Dijon. Surveyor Brett saying, I was talking to Hogel on the field after last game, and he said home playoff game, they might try to do all assigned seating for tickets.
Yeah.
A little too wild for 9K like the Canada Day. On Saturday, we couldn't sit in Section I. Mooner and I both showed up late, and I was completely full.
Like, I love the success, but I do love those dog days where kind of nobody's there, and it's then you get the hardcores, and I like the arm space, putting the foot up, But
Yeah, when we had our EST day,
a full park, I'm like, what the hell is going on here?
Actually, I didn't even mention this on the EST day when we all went. We all sat, and generally the rule, I think, is when it's that empty, you leave a seat, and then you take a seat.
Yeah.
Zach sat, or not Zach, Trev sat right next to me.
Right next to yeah.
Right next to me.
Little space.
And it was great. I was like, oh, well, thanks for wanting to sit next to me and stuff. I gave it about like a half inning, and then I moved over a seat.
Keep hitting with your
What was that? You're very nice. No, I appreciate that. It's just, it was wasn't used to that. But it's nice having that
price
space.
you pay when you're good,
It's
I
nice
guess.
to have
There.
that
Yeah,
space.
Yeah. And then you needed
It's-
your bubble for. After
Well,
that
but
happened.
that's now everyone loves it and goes, and it's great. I'm
Yes.
happy for the Riverhawks, but there's also that part that goes, I need those nights where it's our section I still.
Because out of every other sport, like there's no time in baseball, and I think it's so relaxing that when you do go and it's not packed, it's that one sport where you're like, like
you
when you're at a
enjoy-
football, you want to be a packed football game type of thing, or hockey or whatever, like people, the crowd going
Yeah, it's like-
and the physicality of it all. But baseball on a lazy afternoon, like give me a little space.
Yeah, you get a couple spits or something.
Yeah.
Like I've never seen somebody have spits. This is just me not being observant, probably, but like in the actual ballpark in the stands. I know when I played baseball games
Why are you
when
doing
I was
that?
Are
younger.
you not allowed? The
I have no
peanuts, the
idea. I know
spits, I don't
peanuts
think.
are not
Yeah,
allowed.
peanuts
I've
don't.
seen
I
peanuts.
think most of that
Really?
shelled stuff they like to kind of keep away from the due to the.
Also, if you eat
littering.
spits at a golf course, don't do it on the green or the tee box.
Or in your house with the big Slurpee cup. I don't. People.
I eat
The
spits
spit
in the
cup?
house.
I don't.
I have a cup.
I know. People do it. My wife used to do it, and then
I
I'm
do it all
finding
the time.
shells all over the place.
Well, that's
I get them all in the cup. Yeah, I bet you do. And then you find
Get
one.
the
I
seedless
get them all
ones.
in the cup.
Oh,
That's my place.
yeah, sure. I'll go over there today and
You
be
won't
seeds
find
all
a
over it. No,
single
I
one.
guarantee everybody says that. Oh, get them all in the cup. There's always
spit
one
season.
around.
I will. Smoky barbecue is the way to go. I stand by that one.
Cracked black pepper.
I think Trev's.
Come on,
I
yeah.
think Trev's with you on that one.
Cracked black.
Yeah, I think so.
I like
You?
them all, but
Yeah, I like that. Ranch is kind of.
There's a ranch
the
spit?
ranch
What?
one. I think
Or
so.
which one?
Do you just dip them in
No,
ranch?
that might be a different. That might be like a
Individually?
David's or a Biggs or something like that.
Oh,
There's no
look at
ranch
this guy.
spits.
Not
Look at
the
this guy going
spits.
off
Yeah,
the
it's the
rails.
bigs.
Trying
It's the
to-
bigs, yeah.
Alberta is spits, baby.
Jeez.
That's ours. What is it? It's Surveyor Brett. He has to get make sure it's 9 regular hot dogs. Don't let him skimp out and get the junior dogs. No, those junior dogs is the way you go.
You're
Those
5'8",
regular
I've
ones
been
are
eating
massive.
Smokies.
No, it's the same as if it's a tall boy. It's only 7 drinks.
Ah.
And then you get a beer bat, and you have to pour your last one in the beer bat.
What was the
In-
other one
in
I
the
needed
back.
to
You
get
wanna
to
make
here?
Unlike, yeah. Oh.
Justin Balgoni, apparently the pros eat a huge meal the day before and then fast. We're talking about the pro
It's something
eaters.
about the
You
whole,
need-
yeah.
There's something
You got
have
to
to
get
do
the
with
digestive and,
Yes.
and all that
The
science.
juices.
Crush would know. We could get him in here and
Could have a
he should
coffee,
actually prep us
technically.
for it. He'd be the perfect guy.
Yeah. Drink a lot of water.
And Lee Butler asking, would you be allowed to vomit at any point? One of the rules I found says absolutely not.
You gotta keep it
You are
all in.
DQ'd the moment that happens,
Yeah.
which I think is completely fair.
Absolutely. All those soda pop chugging contests, you can't spit it out after.
Well,
You got to get it in you.
It's not about just eating it. It's about maintaining it because I'm supposed to trying to do 9 beers. Because otherwise, I'm drinking seltzers then. I'm not drinking the beer.
Well, we're
but
blowing
you got
out
to
all
go
the
with the
rules,
beer
yeah.
because it's that extra.
Yeah.
The weight to you, yeah.
And it can be a light beer, right? If you want to do stouts, I'm sure you can, but nobody's
I
going to
won't be
probably.
doing the stouts. I just need
The
to go
light
find
beer.
like give me the lagers.
9 stouts,
give
9
me the
smokies.
lagers.
The non-alcoholic beer. See?
Oh, no, you see.
See, now you're walking. Now you can walk straight by the end of the game.
Dave Jumbo seeds from the U.S. are supreme. I'm not a big Dave's guy when it comes to sunflower seeds.
I think I've only had spits.
La Bamba guy mixing dill pickle and black pepper.
Oh, I'm here for a mix.
I've never mixed spits.
Here for a mix.
I should try that a little bit.
You know, those videos, people will go up to the box. Hi, I'm David, and I brought this. You just do a spits one. Get all the flavors, put them in a Rubbermaid bin, and shake it up. It's like a bits and bites. You know those? Remember those? You never know what you get in the handful.
Yeah.
I would jump
Nuts
in
and
all
bolts,
over
bits
that.
and
Nuts
bites.
and bolts, yeah.
I gotta go actually buy some. I'm just fresh
Nuts and
finished
bolts?
I just fresh finished my spits.
In your place.
Yes, that goes in my cup.
You have the benefit. You're what, floor 78? You can just spit them off your day, and people it's raining spits of seeds.
I have a cup. I use
I
the
do
cup.
that for fun.
I have a plastic cup. I spit on the plastic cup.
Yeah, you get them all in.
And then I empty it out. And then I keep going.
Yeah.
The new taco flavored spits are actually really good. Do they have a taco flavored
I thought
spits?
they've had those for a while.
Really?
Taco though is Spitz, like Spitz brand. I'm talking about the Spitz brand, like not sunflower seeds.
They should even sell those flavor sticks just individually. I'd buy them.
Just eating the flavor.
They'll just suck it on the flavor stick.
Well, it's called
Delicious.
a salt. Like
It's scientific. I just call it flavor stick.
because Dusty needs just a salt block.
Yeah.
To
It's like getting the prize in the cereal box when you get the.
I will never let Dusty eat my spits again. Or
it's
any
a
of my
waste.
spits
It's a
again.
waste of your money.
Oh, does he just?
He just sucks
take
his-
the-
He
his
sucks and spits them out. Like he
I used
doesn't
to do
do
that.
anything with the sunflower seeds.
When I was 12.
Yeah.
Well, there you go.
Point proven.
Because we used to eat a lot of spits at the old place. Like somebody always had seeds, and it was a big deal.
Well,
at
those
the old
meetings,
place.
we always had a
Yes.
handful there. Yeah.
And one time, Dusty came and grabbed some from my bag, and I was like, whatever. And then he just sucked it and threw it out. I'm like, you're not eating the sunflower seeds? No, I just eat this, like lick the salt off. I was like, well, no, that's a waste of my sunflowers. I'm sorry, you're not getting these anymore.
Wasted seeds.
Well, on the other end of that,
There's
Mike,
too many of us that love the seeds too much
Yeah.
that I'm not letting him waste them.
you can't. Yeah, you can't waste it that way. Like,
Just lick the salt on like a salt block or whatever.
Do you ever just
No,
eat them?
seriously.
Swallow it all?
yeah, that's what my cousin.
I used to do that
did.
as a kid. You just eat them.
Yeah,
Like chew?
Yeah, chew it all and
Wait,
swallow
no.
them. Not
I've
good
done
for your.
it. No.
Yeah.
it's not good for you.
No,
Like, it
but
genuinely
it's not,
isn't.
it doesn't
Yeah.
taste like it's all right. Get a little shell in there.
Yeah.
Just a little hair on your chest.
Crunchy. I like the crunch.
Yeah, the crunch. Yeah,
My mom wants to come when I do the 999.
yeah. I
I
mean,
don't know
fun
if
for
you
the
wanna
whole
see
family.
that.
We'd have to we'd bring the cruiser, EST cruiser. We'll have to
Well,
do
it
it.
needs to be
EST,
documented.
yeah.
fully.
Yeah, yeah.
I need to
Like,
get my
need-
car wrapped.
I
Spare no
need
expense.
people there to, film it, and
Yeah.
because it's like a Guinness World Record. I can't just be like I did it, and no one has seen it.
I almost want to have you sitting like those alcohol tents on the concourse there, but you sitting in your own little booth, and then we have the
watching
ISO
me.
cam on you. We can kind of have
Set
you.
up the EST tent down there.
yeah,
Just,
yeah. Don't bother him.
Maybe we'll go stream it live on our YouTube channel, but no audio.
Yes, perfect.
No
yeah,
audio
yeah,
of
yeah,
us.
yeah.
It's just me sitting there drinking and eating. Dino says my nuts and bolts recipe beats all. Wasted Seeds would be a good band name as well.
Great points
Wasted
on both
Seeds.
accounts.
Wow.
Wasted Seeds is an.
This is the EST Hangout presented by Two Hoots, Matt Iwanyk, Lieutenant Eric Zachticum with you here. Waiting for the rugby sevens. I think that's at 11:45.
Well, thank you. Behind the box of
It's-
Two Hoots, though, you got the laptop set up. We're watching
we got
the
the Olympics
Olympiad
going.
here. It's great.
It's today. You guys are talking about how Canada is dominating Australia.
We're looking for the sweep later on in the 3-on-3 basketball. I think. Eh?
We were dominating France for a while too. The last few days.
Well, on the pitch, beating the hosts. Eh?
We beat them on that.
Look at this women's team
We
now.
beat them. I think the rugby sevens beat them.
We're beating
On
drone
the way.
gate. Oh yeah, this
there
morning,
was
yeah.
a few like it first was like France was hating Canada. Now Australia hates Canada right now.
Yeah.
which
I
is
love it.
awesome. And
Everybody
New Zealand
hates
already
us.
hates us because we cheat.
Yeah. We are the trolls of the tournament here.
Which once again with that scandal, no one cares in soccer.
No.
There was an American player, Tyler Adams is his name, I think
Yeah.
it is. He was on a pod yesterday or something, and he said everyone does this. We're like the only country in the world that is like ratting on ourselves and think that this is like the biggest scandal and how could we do what a disgrace to our own nation when it's no, this happens. This happens.
Well, it's kind of cute because I think we all have as our benchmark Rich Peverly dying on the bench and then playing hockey again. So now we say, well, in the world, Rodrigo de Paul from Argentina speaking in the Copa Americas. Replying to all the diving and all this, like, yeah, so like we're off to the finals. So the world is doing their thing, and we're here telling on ourselves. And again, nothing against Rick Westhead for the reporting.
but
I'm not saying that.
The
But
outrage for it.
The outrage
of like, how could we do this?
And-
how,
and, yeah,
how dare
it's-
like what us like?
we'll never live this down.
What is
For
Canada
ourselves.
doing? Like
Yeah.
we're just an awful nation in soccer.
No.
Like let's close this all up. And it's like, well, everyone kind of does this. It's not that big of a deal in the end. Yeah, we got the issue that we have is that why the hell are you doing that to the Olympics?
Of
Where
all
there's
the
heightened
tournaments,
security.
yeah,
Like this
yeah,
is the one like you're gonna get caught if anywhere at the Olympics. But like Drogba was like laughing at it. No one cares.
He's made accusations too in the past of filming and fixation and all that stuff in soccer, but no, I mean that is kind of the and not even soccer, let's be honest. I mean, if you're not trying to gain an advantage in any type of way in sports modern day, I mean, they just got caught.
Did you see Sid Sixero? I hate talking about Sid Sixero often, but did you see his tweet from a couple days ago on this?
What now?
Oh, you didn't see the tweet?
What now?
Oh, this was.
Did it involve Edmonton in some way?
No, this was just about the Canada soccer thing, but it was like, you want the worst take ever? You want someone that like
you go to Sid.
Well, you want to take this and go like to the extreme. What you think the extreme is?
Where's he going?
Sid went further.
Are you kidding me?
If any young player decided to pass on playing international soccer for Canada going forward, I would completely understand. If any Canadian company passed on sponsoring Canada, I would understand. More damage has been done here than people realize.
I love how Canada soccer is going to eat Canada soccer. Like we as Canadians will eat Canada soccer until it's no more, and only then will we be satisfied, right?
I just like, really, dude, we got caught with something. Like, what young girls out there going? I'm never going to play for this women's national team because look at those cheaters. I'm going to go play a different sport.
Yeah, I'm going to move to the States where they don't cheat.
Like,
We're not found that they're cheating.
Well,
or
exactly.
something
You
like
haven't
that,
got
right?
caught.
Everyone. Yeah.
It's an interesting
well, they
take.
have been caught, actually, the Americans.
Of course.
There was a thing from like 2022 where they were caught with drones or something.
How are you going to play for that team?
Well, that's
but
fine. It's just us.
No.
It's us that we need to be.
How do they have
outrage
sponsors?
that our
Canadian
country
fashion,
had.
Canadian fashion,
Yeah,
right? Like that's
it's
just yeah.
Well, and then if they do well, nobody's going to care. Nobody's going to end up caring anyway.
Well, that's
over
what
time
sucks
in
for
a
the
year or
athletes
two.
actually, because this women's team actually have been now like they have a chance now with that point deduction to even go on, right?
So there's an appeal that is going to apparently supposed to be decided by tomorrow before their match.
Okay,
Because they
interesting.
take on Colombia. They're better than Colombia. They should
beat them, yeah.
Colombia. If they do, they're in. They finish second if New Zealand beats France, then they're first. They might win the group with a 6-point deduction still.
Hilarious.
The other, like,
Why not cheat? No.
well, this also, like, I will say that 6-point deduction might be the thing that might be the catalyst for this
Spur
women
them on,
winning.
yeah. Because it's
This
not them.
might be
It's
the
not
motivation. This might be like that chip on their shoulder of like, well, it's us against the world.
It is.
Watch us.
And they got done dirty. That's not them. It's not the players on the pitch competing, going for the medals or whatever. They got done dirty.
Heck, they
early on.
might have been somewhat part of this. I don't care. In the end, I hope that's the mentality. They're like the Michael Jordan. Like, no, they're all doing us dirty. Like, use whatever motivation that you can to go defend this goal.
I like to think that the players on the pitch aren't directly involved in whether or not a drone's flying over. But you know what I'm saying. I just think you're there. You have no control over that. Then they get caught.
The one thing I will say though is one of the reports has, at least on the men's side, Herdman playing the video for players before a match.
Sure. So you could be like, where does this come from?
I wouldn't be shocked if that happened on the women's side.
Right.
And it's if you're a player, then why aren't you going, well, this isn't right. So you might have known. But again, I also just, everyone does it then. So I don't care. Exactly. But if they want to use this as their motivation to go defend their gold, please go do it.
Sure.
You know, if they have a 6-point deduction and win their group, just how ridiculous is that?
And they disciplined everybody that needs to at this point needs 100%. To be disciplined. They sent home the coaches. So all that's good. So no players. What's left is left. Now you have to decide. And I think again is like a 6-point. Man, what a slap in the face to the whole process if they go into like at least a podium here would be just with everything going on. It'd be hilarious. Then what's Sid saying? 6-point deduction and they podium.
Oh, what he'll say is this is the greatest accomplishment in Canadian soccer history, and women and girls across Canada are going to be so motivated to go play for this team. And this is the golden years of Canada soccer once again. And he
you're probably right.
Yeah, I hope if they defend, they get a nice drone shot of the.
Wouldn't that be something?
Of the victory, right?
The celebration, all with a drone shot, just to.
I caught a drone in my back alley the other day.
Did you?
You know my backyard, hey?
Yes.
A backyard, I got a garden, backs into an alley, and I'm just in there puttering around. I hear this buzzing, and I look up. I thought it was the power poles. I got the lines and everything. And then some guy, like 2 houses down the alley, zzz, and it starts going down. So he's like spying on me.
Does he get a 6-point deduction?
Well, I don't know. What do you do now? Like, this is a new world, right? Drones are.
Well, you're not supposed to. I don't know what the full rules are.
'Cause we
with
have
the drone
lines, we have
usage. There
people
are
like-
rules when it comes to drone usage.
in residential or what?
In just the city, I think in general.
Yeah.
I don't know if there's like a restriction that you can't go above a certain amount, but you're allowed to do it. But I know like real estate agents and stuff, like for their thing, I think they have to submit for that.
Yeah.
Usually you have to, get that approval and things like that.
It seemed like a bit of a practice run, just an up and down, but it was my
learning
first like personal run-in, and it left me a little
I've seen a
little
few.
violated in terms of like I
I've
have a
seen
high
a few
fence for a reason.
downtown of like real estate agents filming condos.
Yeah. But out in a resident, like again, a neighborhood, quiet afternoon,
Start
I'm like, what the
throwing
hell are you
rocks at
doing here? Well, there's that account where the guy follows people living on the street with a drone.
Oh, yeah?
And they throw everything at it and stuff
I
like that.
throw things at it.
But it's like
If it's around me.
It's weird. I don't. To hell with the drones. I know
wait till-
Rashog loves them, but
Wait until the drones start delivering all of our Amazon packages for us, and they're just flying around. Zzz.
Stop it.
And when you look up, all you
Stop
see is
it.
drones.
then what's
Oh,
that
no.
going to
the
say
future.
then, eh?
That's like
the future.
Half-Life. I don't know if you guys even played that.
I've heard of Half-Life.
That's that marathon video game they have, don't they? Or whatever. When they stay up all weekend to play it. They did it at the old place.
Oh,
Isn't that what it was?
For the Stollery, they would do the 24-hour thon or whatever.
I think it was
play
Half-Life
video
that they
games.
played. I think they played Half-Life.
What about
Half-Life 2. I don't know. I've never heard of that.
Oh,
the
okay.
24
Well,
hour.
there'd be people that to fundraise, they'd play video games for 24 hours.
what's
and they'd
Half-Life?
raise money.
Well, it's an older game. It's like 20 years old or whatever. First person shooter, but they got all the drones and stuff, and they always fly out all over the place. Hyper security place, though, like the post apocalyptic kind of run down society that was brought back up in this dystopian whatever. But no, they got drones everywhere. I can imagine that. Yeah, I would like to see my Amazon package actually delivered with a drone.
You don't have one. Have you flown one before? Have you piloted a drone? Do you
I have
any
not
experience
piloted a drone.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Their husband. I do not want my packages delivered by drones.
You would
Depends
be
on what
pretty
you got
cool
in it.
though, flying up to your patio. I think that'd be pretty neat.
You're sitting on your
You don't have to go down.
balcony?
Yeah.
I do not
your
want
spits?
drones being delivered.
You spit at it. Yeah. Delivering you a
I
package
don't
of
need
spits.
more like a bunch of drones in our airspace and stuff, and look up and all we see is drones moving around. And that is a plan of like Amazon or something. I just hope never. No. Pizzas then will be delivered that way. Everything
I don't
will be
want
delivered
any
that
of
way.
it.
Don't
I'll
want
Doesn't
stop
that happen in
eating.
like Futurama or
Don't
something?
just stop it.
Probably.
I love Futurama. It's probably one of the most underrated shows there is.
Yeah.
Like adult cartoon. Like it doesn't get discussed enough.
That American Dad.
Underrated is a strong word when it comes to film and TV.
Well, I don't think there's a bigger one than Superbad.
I would agree
think
there,
it was
yeah.
the most underrated comedy I think there is out there.
Still, people don't even
Superbad?
really know.
Superbad.
Yeah, super bad. Yeah.
Oh, I love that. I showed my dad that, and he was like,
He couldn't
was
believe it.
hollering.
It was-
Yeah.
It's underrated. Not enough people I think have seen it.
No.
But Futurama's up there too. I would believe. Bob's Burgers also just no one watches Bob's Burgers, which is frustrating.
The animation.
I
is
don't
great.
know
The
anyone that like
animation is
watches
great.
Bob's
I love the
Burgers. Almost
animation.
there's only one person I know, and
I
we
get a
talk
giggle.
about it all the time. But that's it. Get into Bob's Burgers, people.
There's
It's
some great
hilarious.
scenes from that show.
Do you watch it?
I
just
used
part
to
of it?
watch it a lot. Like when it first aired. How many seasons is there now? Like
They're
at
on
least
14.
10, right? Yeah. Like
They're on
I
14.
probably
Or they
watched the
finished,
first,
14.
like,
They
3 or
finished
4.
14.
Time flies.
Yeah,
eh?
they finished
Yeah.
14.
Wow.
Because I think that was one of the shows that like aired after the Super Bowl. Like it was like the launched after the Super Bowl. I know American Dad was. They
Yeah,
always like
yeah, I
whoever
remember
has
that,
the
yeah.
Super Bowl, they always launch or like have a big TV show or a big episode after the Super Bowl, and the Super Bowl is like this great lead-in. The Office did it once. The Office, the fire drill or whatever, when Dwight lights all that stuff. That was an episode immediately after the Super Bowl.
Wow. Great
It's like the
episode to
best
try and get
cold open
somebody.
ever. I think I watched that one for the first time though on a plane, and I just couldn't stop laughing. And people
where
were
you
looking
wanna
at me
be.
like I was crazy and stuff, but it was hilarious.
Well worth the laugh, so. They just don't know what you're on.
Zulu, Bob's Burgers is great. Anthony, my wife, and I watch Bob's Burgers. Tube Socks. I thought Bob's Burgers was popular. Not enough Tube Socks. Like there's a lot. I have not found a lot of people that actually watch Bob's Burgers.
Underrated.
Very underrated. Like Superbad. like Superbad. Let's get the Hangout headlines, which is brought to you by the Ranch Golf and Country Club, offering premier conditions, top-notch service, unmatched value, great place to go golfing. Book your tee time at theranchgolf.com. Trev was there last week, actually. When he comes in, we'll have to get his thoughts on the course conditions because it was his second time golfing there, first time being the EST Golf Classic. EST Golf Classic was the first signature event of EST. Nasty Bash was the second signature event. Third signature event will be ESTYs. Are you guys ready for the ESTYs? And all.
I'm kind of nervous a little bit. I don't know because it's a black tie event.
We're gonna
Do I
make
get
it
a
a black tie
tuxedo?
event.
Is that the?
You could rent.
I don't know if
Or
that's
just
the-
like you want to like a very it's suited up. I'm good with to a degree.
Clip-on ties.
Smash
fine.
match with a bow tie.
Don't put ideas in our heads
You're biting off a
because
little
then
more.
you'll have to be smash match the whole night.
Well, Reed could kind of take that. I mean, he played the part better than I did.
No, I think Rita made it pretty clear he's never wearing that costume again.
Yeah, I think by September he'll be. We did say though August is an open month, and maybe Reed, in the fine print of his deal, until you start on air,
Yeah, well,
Smash Mash has a lot of things to do.
He's also, I don't think, an official employee yet.
Well, that's another thing. Yeah,
So
HR
he
Daddy
could
will
just
be.
say-
Yeah. No, I'm pumped. I like this. A tremendous locale that we'll be housing it in. Love
September
the Garneau.
17th. It will be the Garneau.
Love it.
Details on how to get in or how to purchase tickets will come in the coming weeks here. The question I'm going to throw to the Nasties is right now, what categories do we need? What categories should be involved in the ESTYs? We've got a good base, I think.
For us. But you mentioned listener stuff too.
Well,
which
we need listener categories too. We need some categories.
is listener driven and
We've
powered.
got a few things already written down. Zach's created a document internally that I was actually looking at yesterday. I know you and Dusty were mocking me yesterday on the morning show saying I was,
Never.
coming at you guys and coming at everyone asking for stuff. And you guys are like, we've got plenty. Like, there's a lot here. We actually don't when it comes to listener stuff, which is exactly what I said in the staff meeting. We need more listener categories.
And you got dock points.
I got dock points because I had a long presentation.
Bringing up these points though that
which
were quite important.
Jay, I think, had a longer one. He got docked nothing, but I know exactly why I was docked points. There was no way I was getting a three-peat. Quite frankly, I don't care. Dock me to start.
Clearly.
I'll say this for the next meeting. Start me at -10. See if I care.
You're the Canadian women's soccer team here. You're coming in -6.
I don't need to win that.
You'll still make it to the podium.
Out of migraine and
I
still
still
the
got
same
the
score as you. I
sauerkraut
wasn't even
trophy, and I'll bring. You want to know something next meeting? I'm just going to bring the sauerkraut trophy, put that in there. Plus, I'm going to bring my Tecmo trophy. Start me at negative.
Well, this leads to another question I have. What do you get for? Are we gonna have a little
Actually,
a little jar of sauerkraut for each? Wouldn't that be something?
No,
jar
yesterday I
of honey
realized, like, as I was going to bed, when I go to bed, I don't shut my brain off.
Oh, that's when the good
it's
ideas.
always going.
Yeah.
I realized it's not that long actually to the ESTYs.
Yeah.
I probably should order some trophies.
We need
Yeah.
lots
Like,
of
I don't
these,
want to
yeah.
be going like 2 weeks, 3 weeks beforehand. Like, so actually, that's something I have to do today.
Just go to Valley Village and like get one of those fake, like not fake trophies, but those old sports trophies.
Yeah, no, there's
Just peel off the front.
In your, did you have? Do you have an idea? Like, what would you think? Again, hey, you won the blah 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 in this category. You go up on stage and
What's
what's
going to be
that
a
little
standard
thing?
trophy?
Yeah.
It's
but
going to be standard
it's
across.
just gonna be like
I
a-
just don't know what to do. I'll have to ask.
A
Actually,
conch.
lots of different models and
portions
that'd
of
be
this
neat
hour
if we-
brought to you by the
yeah.
High Product Marketing, official merch partner of Edmonton Sports Talk, promotional products that bring the buzz. Check them out at highproductmarketing.com. I'll have to reach out to Chelsea today to see what she has for me and throw them her way.
Because that's fun. There's lots of different ways you can go with a nice little trophy there. Hey?
Yeah, well, I want to get some decent trophies and things like that, and give people a chance.
Yeah.
What do we have here? Yag Bear saying Hangout Guest of the Year. We've got that.
Okay.
But also that is an internal category. Again, I'm looking for a little more
Yes.
listener categories. What do we got? Michael, best kind of easy trivia guest. Oh, best attempt at kind of easy trivia, or is that like are we going with the worst one there for that?
You could do either or there. Now we have people mailing it in though. They'll be coming in and
That's a good
shipping
point.
it. I don't want that, but
Norman a combine with a few. Text of the year, got that. Song of the year, got that. Entrance. What would we mean by entrance?
explain there. Is there something
funniest
with
nasty,
yeah.
drunkest nasty, most popular nasty, best on air personality. So we've got some of those nasty ones there. I don't have the best on air personality, but we do have best show. I will say that one. That is one that we have there. And like how the Grammys work, where they have like the 4 big categories.
Yeah.
We will have like, I believe we have about 4 big categories as well.
Yeah. Then the rest kind of go during the commercial break or whatever it is. And
What are you trying to guess what they are?
Show,
Best show, best EST show of the year.
guest of the year,
I don't think I have the guest of the year. Maybe guest of the year will be one of them.
day of the year, event of the year. No,
Not event of the year is not a top
I
category
don't
for
know.
us.
If that, no, yeah,
Moment of the year would be one.
right.
Show of the year, episode of the year, and maybe it is guest of the year. I had 4. I'll have to go look at my list.
wouldn't
after.
mind Victor presenting an award as well from downstairs. That'd be a nice touch. You could kind of go in the history of us because it's been a year, and you'll be a nice touchstone there.
What if you're nominated one and you weren't there? Well, then you're a winner.
That happens. Somebody will accept it on behalf
Somebody
of...
will accept it.
Yeah.
Whoever's presenting will accept on your behalf.
Smash Mash will be the on behalf acceptor.
Zulu Hot Take of the Year. Yes,
Right.
that is a plan. We want that one.
Did we also chop this up in the meeting? Handle of the year or some sort of name of the year? We have gotten a lot of new people on Edmonton Sports Talk. A lot of people obviously coming from the old place, but this was a chance for people to kind of either recreate themselves or become somebody in the text line or nasty chat or whatever.
Norm updates the entrance. Example, when Gager showed up as the judge, his entrance into the studio. So I guess entrance into a show.
Well, myself and Jay Milne and Gager had a few good ones when Dusty was away. Jay Milne and I did the shirtless 6 o'clock hour.
Those are already in the category for nominations for Moment of the Year.
Moment, yes.
I will say, throw this out there. Over the course of this month, we'll be throwing out a couple, like 1 or 2 topics a day, and looking for nominations and things like that.
The red carpet, the velvet rope, the glitz, the glamour, the bright lights, the marquee. Whew. You've been the Garneau before?
I've never been.
Great,
No,
great
never
little,
been.
great little theater. Take you back in time a bit.
Gonna show up with like the white gloves and everything.
Are you bringing a +1?
I may.
Yeah.
Best supporting crew, best prank of the year, best draft of the year, best song of the year, award for the best bleeped up of the year.
Wow.
Guy Flaming dropped a couple F-bombs in here, did he not, or what?
Guy was the first one to drop an F word. JMO was the first one to swear. That was day one. Guy was, I think, his second appearance.
Yeah.
I have not used the F word.
Neither have I.
Neither
have I.
I've said ass. That's the most I think I've come close to swearing.
I said shit.
That's like the fine, like at the old place, that was like the fine line. Like you could say shit and ass. Like that's kind of
You couldn't say the S word on the radio.
No.
1260. No.
Oh.
No, that one would.
He was getting a little more loosey-goosey, though. You know what I'm saying? To when you started in broadcasting and everything, it was a little more...
No, and like, there are some words that you balance. My rule of thumb always at the old place was, would the bear say it? If the bear wouldn't say it, we definitely could not say it.
I've heard some good stuff from over
But
there.
the S word would be one. That was always one where it's...
It's kind of the line, eh?
Does that fall into... Is that one of George Carlin's words?
I don't know. That's a good question. Somebody will have that on the nasty chat.
Like George Carlin words.
The George Carlin words. What is that?
That's your 10 commandments, or...
George Carlin was a comedian, and he had like the 7 dirty words, and that was one of them.
It was.
He's a fantastic comedian, but I didn't know that.
Yeah, those were his words.
list.
Okay, the words are... Just for the purpose of this exercise, I think you should relay all the words right now on the air.
I'm trying to see if there's a different way I could do it. Well, boobs is on there. Can't say that one.
Boobs?
Well, the other way of saying it.
Oh, so you're gonna... Okay, I get it. Yeah, the G-rated. Okay, yeah.
So you're try to
Please
go
on.
See what else I could go.
Doo-doo.
It's gonna be good.
See you next Tuesday.
Hey, that's the name. That's the name of our team. That's the name of me and Trev's.
Wait, your team for Tuesday Sports is see you next Tuesday?
Yeah.
Do you know what that means?
I didn't get it for a second.
But you do.
And then they'd all say, "See you next Tuesday," and then I wrote it out like it was on the group chat, and it was all uppercase letters, and I'm like, oh, yeah, I put it all together.
Okay, there we go. That's actually a pretty clever name for Tuesday Night
It's
Sports.
really nice.
I really like that.
Then that's your
Do you guys
chant
have
afterwards.
T-shirts?
Yeah, I think no, from the last season, I think there was T-shirts. It was Bruise Your Daddy the last time when I wasn't a part of the team, but I need to get a T-shirt still. I need to ask about
I think you guys need to go and get some T-shirts.
Yep.
Of that and just go around.
Maybe
and
from
be
the Hive.
See you next Tuesday. Yeah, go talk to the Hive.
What were the other words on that list?
Let's see what
Just like you trying to G-rate them for us here on the go.
Mother bleep.
Mother bleep.
Flucker.
There's
Flucker?
peeing.
He's going to say one
There's
of them.
peeing. And there's a different way. I think that's about as far as
Well, there's multiple. Okay.
Yeah, there's actually on the Wikipedia for those words. The picture is a poster in WBAI broadcast booth, which warns radio broadcasters using those words.
Nice.
So those were the 7 words, and that station is out in New York. Looks like an NPR almost or something. What do you think?
Another deep one. That's 3 from the deepest.
You don't have it on video. It doesn't count.
Trev saw it. He'll come in. He'll tell you about it.
Would you like
All
an
three of
award?
his shots I have
Curry.
never seen.
You're not the Steph Curry of the office.
Steph Curry in the office.
Oh, you love Steph Curry though now more than LeBron?
Nobody's the greatest three-point shooter of all time.
Oh, somebody's not. Actually, you want to know something before we let you go?
Yes.
Dusty said,
Have a call.
I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to them about you. Sorry.
Before you let me go.
No, because we were gonna. He
voice?
can't cheer for Dylan Brooks ahead of LeBron James, even at Canada versus U.S.
Oh yeah.
It's the truth.
No, yeah.
How you
like
would
the player?
disrespect Canada like that
Dylan
for
Brooks.
Dylan
LeBron?
Brooks disrespects Canada.
No, he plays for Canada.
Yeah.
He's representing Canada.
But is he a flag bearer?
Yeah, I don't. LeBron's a flag bearer for the Americans. You
I know,
cannot
that's
be
why I
cheering
choose
for
him.
LeBron over Dylan Brooks in the Olympics.
Did you see the Reed
you
Wilkins
are
show on
Canadian.
top of that American flag with LeBron? That tweet somebody put.
Oh,
the
yes, I did.
Beautiful tweet.
I'm sorry. Like,
I get it.
LeBron plays for my team right now
Yes.
in the NBA.
Yes.
At the Olympics,
Club
he
level.
does not play for my team. He is not Canadian.
Yeah.
Dylan Brooks is Canadian. I hope he gets under the skin of LeBron James if we happen to meet the Americans. And
Because you're a Canadian.
Now, how far does he go?
represent
Does
the
he root like, oh, I want LeBron to win gold?
Yes.
Really? Not just to have
I
a have a
don't know.
good game, like 30
Well, I
points
don't
or
know
something,
that.
like a
For
great
LeBron.
game.
I just don't
All
know
the
now,
success.
which it rattles me a little bit when he said that to me. I was like you're Canadian, dude.
Wow.
You
That's
could love
shocking,
LeBron
actually.
all you want, but he's not Canadian. You should be
Canadian in
cheering.
name, not in heart, obviously. Yes.
That makes me sad.
Jasmine, who will be a regular moving forward on the nasty or in the hangout. She'll be in on Thursday as well. Dusty's actually tripping. I know, like it doesn't make any sense.
Straight tripping.
He's
Straight
got to
tripping.
tie his laces.
You want to switch around
get it, Trev.
for Trev?
Yeah.
This is the EST Hangout presented by Hoots Hard Ice Team out of Iwanyk. Zachticum, that was Lieutenant Eric coming in, will be YouTube. Trev, we're live at EdmontonSportsTalk.com. Tune in iHeartRadio, as well as those watching on Edmonton Sports Talk. Your thoughts welcome, 780-218-9999. That is the Paris Jewelers inbox. You can jump into the nasty chat. So thank you to people for some of the suggestions when it comes to the ESTYs. Well, now it's that's the next thing we're going to have to fully work on.
Yeah, and that's right around the corner.
September 17th.
Yeah, it's coming quicker than it'll be. Like the summer's been rolling by fast.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 weeks away.
7 weeks away. Yeah,
Today,
that'll go by
'cause
in
it's a Tuesday.
flash.
Yeah, don't tell me that. Because I still got a lot of work to now do on that one.
Oh.
And
No, it'll be slow. It'll take your time. Take your time.
no, I got to get going on it.
know,
Like, I got to
and-
go and start planning the trophies and then getting the nominations because then it's going to be a point of getting people voting on this.
Yeah,
And our Nasty Club, annual members will get to vote on this. And then, as will staff here, except me, I'm the only one that will be excluded from the voting. And then we will have a panel of 3 that will be the ultimate deciders. Of
Can we
who wins.
announce said panel? Is that
No, the panel will remain
anonymous?
anonymous at the very least until we go through the whole voting process. I do not need any. I do not need any influence. They can't see that. No, you got to bring it in front of Zach. There you go. There's Smash Smash. Bring Smash Smash in.
Hi, it's Reed.
I don't think they could hear you
No.
too well.
Right here.
Yeah, sure. Why not?
Okay, we have it right there.
There we
go.
go. Yeah, he's
That's
I got
peeking
the
through.
White Claw.
Yeah.
Oh,
Still going with the White Claw.
I need a drink.
that one was tucked away in the fridge. Like that one was way in the back. I think.
You're just gonna sit with. There you go. Smash Smash on Trev's lap. For those not listening, they don't see the head of Smash Smash is here, which is apparently really hot in it.
Oh yeah.
Reed wore it and didn't wear it for long at the Nasty Bash, and he was sweating.
No, you got a workout in.
When you threw that on at the golf tournament, now it's also a 30-degree day.
Yeah.
But it was really warm.
Yeah, well, it was like 7 in the morning, I think, around. So it was a little bit cooler. Just crack it. Oh, but no, it was a little bit cooler. Wearing it though, it started getting hot. And the one thing that I'll agree with, I think everyone who's put the hat on has been had the honor to be a part of Smash Smash and be.
Have you put it on?
History, yeah.
I have not put it on.
It
put on
does
the mask.
smash your face a little bit. Like it's almost
It's tight in there.
Yeah, it's almost it's not shaped properly. It's more oval shaped, so you have to almost smash it.
Oval shaped hat.
Smash the face to get some nose room in there. Like it's like
Yeah.
it's the wrong way. So it,
Hey, we
it
got it from
flattens your nose
Amazon,
out, but-
so
Yeah.
that was
it's not
from
gonna be
Amazon.
perfect. Yeah,
There
Okay.
you go.
yeah.
And it's a great costume. Like it's nice baby blue. It's very soft.
beautiful.
There's a fan for it as well.
Yeah,
it
well, I don't
fits
know where
really
the fan
well.
goes though. I'm still like
Yeah.
There's a flaw.
trying to figure out where that because the one has a clip, like the battery pack has a clip, but the fan itself doesn't. So there's got to be like some sort of like pouch or something in it.
There's a hidden compartment.
There's gotta be somewhere.
we have not found because that makes no sense.
Or we just
I don't know
have
if
to
there's
like
We
find
might
instructions.
have to
with
ask
it.
him about that.
if
we could
I think I looked
find
and there
it.
was no instructions.
No instructions. Damn it.
Which
I might
you
have
get
tossed
what
him
you
out.
pay for.
That's
I
fair.
might have tossed him out.
Instructions.
Who needs
No,
the
I looked that
instructions?
day.
Place the head.
I looked when we got the package.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Smash Smash still can look at that.
There.
That's
Fits.
better.
So he's taking the
That's better.
fourth
We'll
seat.
just make Smash Smash
just
look
as
right at the
decapitated
better.
Smash Mash.
Yeah. No, that's good. I put on the feet once. I wore his
Yeah,
feet
you were
in the
walking by
studio.
with Belsy when he was here.
Yeah, that was awesome.
They
I
are
like that,
comfortable.
but yeah, they are not bad. Not bad.
Like
at
I
all.
could walk around with them. They're like slippers.
I don't have much experience with my mascots. This is actually the only mascot I've ever tried on, but I like it.
Yeah.
And Zach, that'll forever be engraved in my memory of just me producing the morning show at the ranch, and I just look over, I just see this big bird just making his way down, and just it was so perfect. I still that cracks me up. I love that.
Yeah, that was the debut of Smash Smash at the EST Golf Classic, and you
Yeah.
told me to take the hat off. You told me to take the
The head off.
No,
Yeah,
I
the
did not
head.
say anything. You just did that because
Right,
you
there's
felt
no
like
witness?
it, because you were warm.
Yeah. There's no witness of that. Like
Yep.
the shots. Well, you were the one witness that witnessed all three of Dusty's.
He's been banking them.
Big
I will
shot.
say.
Oh, no, I saw one yesterday.
Oh, you did. Okay.
Yeah, because he kept calling himself the Steph Curry, and he was missing shots. I'm like, you're not the Steph Curry. And then eventually he made one,
Yeah.
but it was after multiple attempts. Steph doesn't take multiple
Yeah.
attempts. Steph just sinks them.
yeah.
Yeah. I posted a
He's automatic.
Twitter video of just him trying to sink one, and I didn't realize that he didn't have
He was
one.
getting ripped as
actually,
well.
yeah. Yeah.
I'm just
it didn't sink
surprised
one
we
after
still haven't
30.
had a slam dunk contest yet, like or in like
Yeah,
an
I'm ready for it.
impromptu slam dunk contest that
I'm
has
ready.
occurred.
Oh, it's just like a pop quiz. Like we show up one day and it's just.
No,
are we
like just
gonna-
middle of the day, somebody's
Oh.
like goes and dunks it, and like, and then somebody else goes, I'm gonna, and then does
Yeah,
their trick, and then
it's just been shooting
breaks
so
out.
far.
Dusty did get hurt doing it at the old place. I don't know if you knew that.
I was gonna say,
What
have
kind
you
of
I
seen-
showed
injury?
you the video.
Have
Oh,
you
like
seen
it was
the
like his
footage?
like knee, and
He actually.
it
got
was like he
injured.
went down. The video's still on YouTube, which is
Oh
wonderful.
no.
You're
tore
really
Okay, I'm
concerned
gonna-
right now.
Yeah, no, I'm
None
gonna
of
go
us
watch
were.
this
He's like,
after.
is
None
he
of us
okay?
were. He went to slam it, and then as he landed, his knee like buckled, and like we have film of it, and like you could see. I think whoever did it like slow moed it, where his knee just buckles and he just drops down. And it's funny because you comes running up and you just looks at it, and he goes, he's laughing, and then he like just opens the door, and then he laughs even more. He goes, he's really hurt. Doesn't be like trying to help him. Doesn't like, oh boy, guys, he's hurt. No, just laughs more and says, oh, he got hurt. It was great.
He's holding the knee. He had an afro there. That's young Dusty. It was beautiful.
We could only put one other, like we can't do a slam dunk contest until one other person is here.
Okay.
Well, like has to have time for it, and that is Lucas Holt of Whale and the Wolf,
Oh, okay.
because
Yep.
Lucas is the defending champion, if I'm not mistaken, of
Damn.
the TSN 1260 slam dunk contest. I think we did it 2 years, but he won the last one, I
Okay.
believe. So he's the defending champ.
Damn.
He holds the title. He's been holding it
challenge
for
you.
a very long time. He has to be able to defend his title, I would say.
I think that's the next big ticket event for EST. Not even the ESTs.
After the ESTys.
It would be, it would be the dunk contest. That could be a whole live stream. Put the GoPro on.
Oh, it would have to be live stream.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
No, it would be good.
Somebody saying, wasn't there a WCB complaint? Yes, there was. Our HR person at the time told Dusty to file a WCB complaint, and well, he had to because he got hurt at work.
Damn.
What a
He
place to
broke-
get hurt at.
He
You
broke
think-
through
yeah.
the door.
There's that. I also cut my forehead and bled on live TV and had a WCB complaint at the old place.
Oh, it was on
gosh.
TV as well?
Yeah, so Rob Williams used to be of CTV Morning Live. He always did stuff in support of the Special Olympics. They, in the January, would do a polar plunge. And they would bring a dunk tank outside, and a few of us would jump in the dunk tank to promote it. The first year we went all fine. The second year I chose to try to do a cannonball into it. and I jumped a little too far, and like I guess I must have hit my head on the wall inside, or like it hit a nail or something. Because as I was coming out, I guess I was just bleeding, and it was just streaming down my face. And the reason, like, and Dusty and Eric were on the air, and they were watching CTV Morning Live, and I guess on air they yelled, "Iwanyk's bleeding! Iwanyk's bleeding!" And it just was like streaming. So then I got it bandaged up. We had people there. Our main boss there, our GM, was very concerned, and she wanted me to like go get like emergency room and stuff. I was like, nah, I'm gonna finish my show. I'm gonna work through this. So I did the rest of my day. Then I went to non-urgent care, and I needed to get stitched up.
Damn.
But when they got there, like, where'd you do this injury? And I mean, it was like, wow, I was at work. And so then it became a WCB complaint.
Holy crap.
Even though I tried like retracting that, I'm like, I don't know, it was on my own. They're like, no, you said it. Like, it's got to be WCB. I was like, okay.
Jeepers.
Well, you got to do it, right?
Well, that's I guess the law type thing. I don't know.
Yeah.
It caused my one boss to do more work because he had to fill out a bunch of paperwork, and then they never brought it back again. I ruined the polar plunge thing, or for they bringing the dunk tank. So
I never thought that you could get worse.
That's usually what happens. Yeah.
This one right here, I think.
Is that
So,
that's
yeah.
a scar?
There's a scar there.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
it
I
kind
see
of
it, I
works
see
with
it.
my wrinkles. That like when I lift
Looks
my
good.
head, it
Right, yeah, I see
matches. So
Scars
Want
are
to know
sick.
I got these scars?
It builds character.
It does.
You look
I've never
tough,
heard
Matty.
anyone say that they've gotten hurt working radio and had to file a W
Yeah, that's new.
oh, somebody's saying claim,
That is
not
good.
complaint. Fair enough.
claim. Yes,
There
Yeah.
you go.
So the two of us, we had to file claims. We said, well, that happened at work.
Yeah.
you'd be missing out on an opportunity, right? Like,
That's
well, not
just
that.
what you
It's
have
also
to do.
the law and stuff. I've known people who've not really. It's easy not to follow the law.
Yeah.
Jasmine asking, will the ESTYs be in the evening? Yes. No, it's an evening event. And I don't think it's been fully determined yet whether we're having a stat day the next day or not.
Stat day.
Okay. I'm for a stat day, I think. If I get a say in this, stat day.
There's one person that makes
Inventory.
the ultimate call.
We have
It
inventory.
is not me. I will be demanding at the very least a stat day, or at least stat morning.
Okay.
We start at the Hangout.
Yep. I agree.
9 o'clock, we begin the day that day. Because my goal with an ESTYs is an after party. You can't have an award night
Yeah,
without
no.
an after party.
Yeah, it's an appetizer, and then you
People
get
are
into
going to
it.
want to go and celebrate their wins. People are going to go drown out their sorrows if they lost.
That's gonna be me.
Big deals.
That'll be me.
Then I'm gonna try and pour another beer.
Yes, you have to redeem
yeah.
yourself. Oh, gosh.
Actually, that's a good idea.
Feel like it and now
Before we
bring everyone attention to the front stage.
you could be one of those people that will be one of our presenters. But before you present, you'll have to. We got the
Has to
beer
pour
back
it.
here, and we'll give you a beer. And Zach, you got to pour this live
Oh gosh,
to the audience.
Okay.
it can't be any worse. I will say that. And you got to just pour slower.
Well, it is because
I will say it was a thin bat, right? And then all of a sudden the foam, you'll get lots, but like a little bit slower. But at the same time, you got to have a quick start, because that's where as soon as you start like the drip down, it'll continue to drip down. So you have to have a quick
And I
start
turn
and then
sideways.
go slow.
well for
Yes.
for those who don't know though, it was
Expert.
I was at the Edmonton Riverhawks game. Got a beer bat. Jim Milne bought the beer bat for me, and I went to go pour the beer. And there's a video of it on the EST Sports Talk Twitter.
Don't watch
It's bad. It starts dripping on the concourse, and then I go pour a little bit faster, but I'm too fast, and I don't have it angled properly, so it's all foam. It's all foam.
It is all foam. There's like 2 inches of actual beer. The rest is all foam.
Yeah. So I'll redeem myself.
Yep.
I will.
Oh, I just learned from Jimbo that the tons of paperwork is actually only like 3 forms for WCB. But companies just don't like the claims because they have to pay premiums.
There you go.
Interesting. And a Big Maple pre and post at the ESTYs. There is no pre and post that night. September 17th, even if there's an Oilers preseason game, we're not doing anything with the preseason, except I don't think it starts then yet.
I think it's the
30th?
22nd.
Yeah, it's usually,
September?
a little
the
bit
early.
after that or something like that.
Yeah.
Oilers versus Jets, 7 p.m. I think.
That
It's
night?
for
Not
First
that
game of the
17th,
season.
but that is the first game of the
No,
season.
and
whatever
so yeah,
day it
it'd
is.
be just preseason. So no, we'll be all in on the ESTYs that day, and then
Nice.
that'll be a third of 4 signature events that will take place in a calendar year of EST.
Wow.
This year we'll only accomplish 3 of them. Then next year there'll be 4 of them. As mentioned yesterday, we'll have the curling bonspiel as the other attempted.
Oh,
You weren't aware of this?
I missed that.
I know
When
the
that
idea was
announced?
rolling.
I've talked about this quite a bit.
Oh yeah, I knew about the meeting. Like we talked about it in the meeting. But you
Yeah.
announced it yesterday.
No, well, I threw it out there on air that will
Oh.
be our 4th signature event.
Yeah.
That's
that'll be
kind of
fun.
like the big those would be our 4 major events. And
That'd be
parties.
awesome.
3 of them relatively quick, and then a little bit of a delay to the Bonspiel.
Perfect.
And another sport I can embarrass myself in.
No.
I don't think there's a lot of people that would come out and do extremely well in that one.
Yeah,
No.
it's tricky.
Like,
I've curled once. Or
Just
like
once?
twice. Yeah. For school.
it's a lot of fun.
First throw I ever had, got it right in the button. And I still have a photo of it. And I have my second throw, and it's actually right also by the button. And then I never played again. But my dad loves curling, so I'm sure I should bring that up to him.
So you got the natural
He's been in
skill.
several Bonspiels, and he's won lots. So yeah, that'll be cool.
That's got to be a German word, Bonspiel.
Bonspiel. I like emphasis on that.
I always go Bonspiel.
Yeah.
I like saying Bonspiel.
Bonspiel.
People
Yeah.
have been like calling me out on that one.
Yeah, no,
Whenever I talk about
Bonspiel.
Bonspiel, it's better that way.
It is.
Bid Maple said for the ESTYs, a pre and post for it. There definitely will not. There definitely will not
Hey,
be a
guys.
post for it. We got to get to the after party.
Yep.
I would actually mind having at least the live camera. Actually, no, I do want to have a pre, like a red carpet. Like we want to have a red carpet.
Or is he saying like a
On our
nomination, like a pre and post show? Like where this was the best pregame and this was the best postgame show of the year. Is he saying that? Do you think? Like for a
He said
category?
could
he
also
meant
be
for
a
the
possibility.
ESTYs. Give me a mic and I'll interview. No, I think he's talking about doing a pre and a post. But
Yeah.
pre, I would. No, I
That'd
would
be
like
cool.
a pre.
Yeah.
We have red carpet. As people walk in, they get interviewed by
Yeah, I like
someone.
that.
Goes on our YouTube. Post, not a chance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who's the media
Wait till the
coverage?
hangout the next day.
Yeah.
Wait
that'll
till
be
the hangout the
post.
next day when we could discuss and recap
Post hangout.
everything,
Yep.
or it might be the morning show, depending on what the boss has to say.
I will be the best dressed there that night.
Yeah. Oh yeah. You dress up good. You clean up well. I will say that, Zach. And that'll be fun to see. Whatever you're wearing, I'm sure it'll look good.
Yeah, it's like I want the whole pre on the red carpet. Like I do, as Theo Montenegro says, who are you wearing? All that noise.
Pucks
I
in
absolutely
deep.
want that question asked to every single. Who are you wearing?
Yeah. I want to.
And you have to answer.
Valley
Just,
Village.
like whatever it is,
This is
just
my
go with all of that.
I'm wearing me. I'm dressed up as me today.
So yeah, that would be September 12th or September 17th. My bad. It will be a ticketed event. It's going to be cheap. Or like it's not like a $20, $30, $40 event. Like we're looking at probably like $10 for tickets to get in. Partly just to help us cover the costs of renting out the theater.
Yeah. Oh, I can't wait. It'll
Can't
be
believe
fun.
we still rented that out.
Yeah, I honestly,
It's
I remember
actually
like
really funny.
I wonder when the SD moment was, like what show it was. I feel like I was there
when it launched.
or no, like when the
of it-
idea was.
You were there.
I was there, yeah.
Because I
I'm
was
just trying to-
driving in, listening to the boys and you talking about it on the morning show.
right. It was the morning show.
And it was. I think I filled in the next day.
Yeah,
Because then they asked me further about it,
And you were
I
like,
think
"We're
they
doing it."
thought we're like I was going to be like, not a chance, boys.
Yeah.
this isn't happening. This
You-
is no. But I was like, no, we're doing this. This is a great idea.
Yeah.
it's the dumbest thing, but it's brilliant
Yeah,
at the
you're-
exact same time. And I immediately had an idea of how we are going to go about it. But
Yeah.
I think you and the two boys were. It was you with the morning
remember
boys that
that.
day.
If any nasties are out there, you know which morning show that was. Oh, that's a task for you. You can find it, and maybe we'll clip that. That would be cool to have. This is when it was. The idea sparked, I guess. But yeah, I remember talking about that. That was crazy. Maddie was all for it. And then here we are. We were talking, it was the next meeting. It was like the biggest thing, ESTYs. So yeah, there you go.
Tube Socks got us a logo for it pretty quickly,
Just
actually, on that
awesome.
one.
The turnaround on Tube Socks. Let's go.
I don't know if you guys seen the
Brilliant.
logo.
No, I haven't seen that one.
I
Maybe
haven't.
not. For some reason, he's not showing up in my phone. His number only shows up. I don't know if you guys have ever used the
The number bar?
our app for it.
Usually
like,
it is just
on the
I have
website. The contact shows Tube Socks, but there's the logo for it.
Yes,
I can't
that's
show it on
right.
there.
Ooh,
Yeah, oh my
spiffy.
gosh.
I don't think I can make a
Pops.
trophy that looks like that.
that's
it
good.
would be amazing if I
Look
could,
at that.
but I don't think I could. So that's coming.
3D printer, maybe.
Boys, a little bit of buzz happening when it comes to Leon Draisaitl. Well done. What do you guys think? What do you think is going to be a fair number we might expect from Leon when it looks like he's going to sign with the Edmonton Oilers at some point?
Honestly,
You got this.
pay
Zach.
him whatever. There's no point in hardballing. I don't think they're going to hardball. And I heard the math earlier today that it was $13.25 million for Austin Matthews when he resigned, becoming the highest paid player. And he took 15% of whatever $83 million was. But now that the cap's going to rise, and there's some math done on the morning show that 13.8 would be 15% of however much the
Going
cap is
forward.
going up now. So anywhere in that range from 13.5 to even 14, just make him sign. If
Yeah.
he signs, it's a win no matter how much it is, and he will become the highest paid player in the NHL.
Which is pretty cool. Yeah,
As he should.
Yeah, as he should for sure. And like there is the thing, the theory. If he were to go chasing money, he definitely could get more. But I think he's smart enough to realize that he's playing with, a team that's on the cusp of something special. Obviously, just 2 goals away from potentially winning the cup this year. I'd be blown away if he'd want to leave. I don't think he's going to. So therefore, I think he should sign at least close to just under 14 mil. I think that'd be smart long term. But like you look at Leon Draisaitl, and this is one thing. Like Elias Pettersson, William Nylander, they're going forward next season. They're going to be just under $12 million, which is crazy. And you look at Leon Draisaitl's track record, what he's done. He's a Hart Trophy winner. He's a Art Ross. He's back-to-back 100-point player, 3-time 50-goal scorer. Like that's all stuff that. Or is it 2-time? It might be 2 or 3-time 50-goal scorer. That's all stuff that William Nylander, Elias Pettersson have never done. They have yet to even eclipse 100 points. And the fact that Leon Draisaitl, if he does sign for 13 point whatever, he'll be paid $1 million more than those guys. Like, I think he could be like, okay, well, look at this. Like, they've done this, and I've done way more, so I should be like a $14-15 million player. But I think he knows that he wants to win, and unfortunately, you got to kind of take a team discount or hometown discount. If it's a hometown, it's a little bit of a hometown discount because I think if you really wanted 15 mil, 16 mil, he could probably get them if a team was interested into him.
I would say
which I don't see why not. They wouldn't be.
I don't think I don't think he can go anywhere and get more money than he would get from Edmonton. I think the Oilers would match any price.
Well, and seeing that's
I think
that's
they
a fair
would.
point.
I don't think you can be the Oilers, and if he ultimately came and said, "I want max,"
Yeah.
I think the Oilers would have to give him max.
Yeah.
But I think the conversations are like, one, you'll be the highest paid player at this number.
Yeah.
But also, too, you got to leave some money on the table because eventually Connor's going to need to be paid. And he's going to be the next highest paid. So if you go right to the max, then Connor's got to go above that.
Yeah.
And how much money are we losing as a team that then we can't go build a Stanley Cup winner?
Yeah.
And of course,
And then
Draisaitl knows that.
So that's I think the conversation. And why would you leave this city?
Yeah.
Like if you want, like who's going to give him the money? Let's say even the max, where he goes and he's immediate Stanley Cup contender.
Nowhere.
Well, no, I don't think anywhere.
There's not one single spot.
If it wasn't for the only team I thought that, but they kind of got their center in Lindholm this summer is the Boston Bruins. I think, and
His
I
name
know
was rumbled around.
Yeah, and I know Pasternak was like, there was some videos. He's like, I want Draisaitl on my team. But they got Lindholm. He can play center. Not nearly as good as Draisaitl, obviously. But I think that was the only team that was a contender that would have been willing to spend that much money on Leon. Other than that, though, you're talking about the bottom feeders like San Jose, Chicago, Anaheim. They probably would have put in a fair share. But I mean, you look at it's such a step back. You look how long it's taken for the Oilers to get to where they are now. It would just be such a bad decision.
Well, they're the complete favorites right now for the Stanley Cup.
Totally are.
I was just on CoolBet yesterday because I saw NHL lines. Like, I'll click that, and it was plus 650. I think they were at the time.
Yeah,
the number one best odds.
And you run it back. You do what you do this year. Who's to say? Getting players like Victor Arvidsson and Jeff Skinner, like I don't think that's necessarily going to be a problem going down the road for the Oilers, right? If they can consistently be contenders, and there are people that are on contracts, expiring contracts, why wouldn't they be like, hey, and depending on how good Victor Arvidsson and Jeff Skinner do this year, they could be like, hey, well, I want to do that. And even if it is just for a year, hey, it still helps the Oilers and it's just fun, right? Leon wants to play with good players. And that's one thing I think that, this year maybe Connor obviously had Nugent Hyman for the majority of the year, and it was Vander Kane. It was kind of a rotating door. But like this year, he's got Skinner, he's got Arvidsson. Those are really proven players in the NHL. So it's just another side that I'd just be like, why would you want to leave? What the Oilers clearly have something going special here. So that's another tidbit.
I also he was never leaving.
No,
I
don't think. No.
Now look, he's still got to sign. There's still a lot that could change, I guess, in that sense. I just never believed that him or Connor were ever leaving Edmonton. And there was just too many people that were scared. And over the number of years, the amount of times that he would hear that, they're gonna walk. It wasn't gonna happen. The only way that they were ever gonna not stay in Edmonton was if this team continued not to make the playoffs.
Yeah.
That was the big thing. Once you're in the playoffs, like, look how long it took Ovi and stuff with the Caps to go
Yeah.
win it. Like, it's not easy to go win the cup. And look, they're buddies, Connor and Leon. They were never going to go apart.
Yeah. And
Don't forget about Nurse.
yeah. Nurse is in there. They're
Well, they
close.
actually, that is a core that actually clearly likes playing together. You know, you
Yep.
could argue, Nuge left money on the table to stay here in Edmonton. Nurse did not leave money to sign his contract here in Edmonton, but, you know, he signed with Edmonton long term. You know, Bouchard, Leon, McDavid, they're all going to sign long term to stay here even longer. They like playing together.
Yeah.
And that's not something you see. Like, obviously, there's always going to be the comparisons to Toronto. That's not what you see with that core over there.
No.
You don't see them being this tight knit group that
No.
they love playing together. Which the fact that Marner's still on that team, that whole core is still together.
Yeah.
It's going to be fascinating to watch going into next year because
And it's
that chemistry just doesn't seem to be there with that group.
No, not at all. And like that's the thing. You look at Austin Matthews; he's re-signing there. He sees the potential. That whole core, they want to run it through and get the championship. But like they're all sticking with their game plan, and they have won diddly squat, one round in the last like 20 years, right? Like so, it was just another that just like why
In the
would
Cap era, they've won one playoff round.
yeah, like that was last 2 years ago now. So that you look like. The Oilers have done tremendously better than the Leafs. And the one argument that was like, oh, like they lost in the playoffs. Like now Connor and Leon are, they're going to be like Kachuk and Gaudreau. But it's like the thing that the Calgary Flames, like Kachuk and Gaudreau, they had to face Connor and Leon every single year. Connor and Leon, they're the standard. They have to face they're up for the task every single season now. So that's another thing there for sure. But I don't know. It's exciting. There was never a doubt in my mind, and then that's huge for the Oilers whenever it does happen.
There's a lot of smoke right now. There's a lot of smoke around.
And that is the interesting thing. I wasn't expecting as long of a deal. Like I thought
7-8 years you're talking about?
Yeah. That's what's being rumored out there, and kind of I was expecting Leon to do what Austin Matthews has kind of been doing the last few years, is just a shorter deal, just because. It is growing, and like the cap, the players, they're setting the bar every single year. There's a new highest paid player now, and so I thought he'd cash on that. But clearly, there is some drama that comes along with re-signing, and Nuge talked about it. You hear players talk about it a lot. Elias Pettersson, when he re-signed, he's like, I want to sign long term. I don't want this to be a thing in 4 years. I just want to be set in stone, know where I am playing for the next 8 years.
Well, if he does sign 8 years, he's 28 right now, turns 29 next season, so he'll be 30 at the start of an 8-year contract. 38 years old, 37, 38 years old. So that will take him.
Oh, that's weird.
Almost.
It's gonna be a dad by then.
Well, I mean, he could have been a dad right now.
Yeah.
But he's gonna stick around for a long time if he does put pen to paper, and then I think he would have he'd still be probably a great player by then. He might fall off a little bit right at that age. You don't know how players are going to age and with injuries and stuff, but if he wants to stick around and make sure that he is here and he knows that he could settle down here and do whatever he wants. I mean, McDavid has a house. Leon has a house, right? They're here.
Well, you could sell that. That's
You could
houses
sell
aren't
the
a big deal.
house,
I don't
but-
care about houses. I've always
No,
said,
nobody
I
cares
hate the
about
stories. Like you could
driveway.
sell a house and go buy another house somewhere else. It's not that hard.
Heated driveway.
People do it all the time. Damon Bunting will help you with that.
Oh, nice.
Nice plug. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, they'll be locked in. It's the value between long term and the shorter term. The only reason I would have thought he would have went shorter is because the last time he locked in long term, it became a bad deal for him.
Yeah,
for
it
him.
did. And see, that was my next point.
So why not go and the next when he is a free agent, you just had a 37, 38 or whatever. The big money's not going to fully be there.
No.
Whereas if you go to the 4 or 5 year deal, you could get that next big 4 or 5 year deal of big money.
You could get that Stamkos kind
And
of
you
contract.
might still be able to go get that bigger contract, even here in Edmonton, just to extend it. I just thought because McKinnon was on that deal where he for the longest time was underpaid, and so was Draisaitl, and so was I think Pasternak.
Pasternak and
Was the other one.
Kucherov was on a.
I always thought that hockey players would sit there and be like, I'm not locking into an 8-year deal. I'm only going to do 4 or 5 because I just want to keep getting my money.
Yeah.
But at the same time, there's the risk of injury, and then you don't get your money. There's a risk of playoff, performance dropping off. And while these players will think that they're going to be as great as, forever and believe that they probably can be, they also have to understand that they know that at some point their skills will diminish a little bit, and that might hurt them in getting their money. So maybe that's why he looks at it and just like, I'll just lock in for 7-8 years just to make sure I have my money.
And you don't have to worry about it either. You don't have to worry about fighting for that money or anything. You're
and
there,
does that
you're going to get paid.
10 million that you might make or whatever overall really matter? To some players, it might not.
Yeah.
That's true. And all partnerships and everything. I mean, he's got all the money in the world. Being an athlete like that, you're getting a lot of money. If you leave that money on the table, you could say it's really not that big of a deal. And he could stick around for a very long time. It was going to be 5 years. I'd see that signing 5 years would be very beneficial. It could be very beneficial, but as you just stated, it can bring some risk and everything like that. But you got the no movement clause and everything. And I guess the window right now, it's big. It's here, and the Oilers have lost to the Stanley Cup champions 3 years in a row, 3 years running. So the window is here. If Leon did end up signing 5 years, you're there for that big window, I think. And that's in 5 years or so. I mean, anything can happen. A team could be great, be like the Red Wings and make the playoffs, like 25 years running or however long they were, and made the playoffs consecutive years for a long time. But that window where the Oilers have the biggest opportunity to win is within the next 5 years. So if there's another angle at that to maybe say, look, I'm going to stick around here for, I guess, a guaranteed window, you could say, if you're Leon Draisaitl, if it was 5 years, then he can go on and try and, at that age, 34 or whatever it would be by the end of his contract.
It's a 7-8 year deal.
That's
what we're looking at now.
Yeah.
So that's what at least Stoff is saying. And Stoff doesn't throw stuff out there like that firm if it's not pretty concrete. I will say that about Stoff.
Yeah. But it's exciting. I could get used to seeing 8 more years of Leon, as I'm sure all of the...
It'd be 9 more
Oilers,
years for sure. Guaranteed 9 more years.
Which would be just
if that's
awesome.
what he signs.
It's crazy. I saw a list yesterday. He's already, I think he's 6 all-time for Oilers and all-time scoring, which is pretty cool. It's crazy what he's been able to do. And I never thought that. I remember when his first season, he played 30 games here. He had 1 goal and 6 assists. And it's just this is their 3rd overall pick from this past season. I didn't really know too much about Draisaitl in that draft. And then it goes down to the Rockets, has a pretty good year there. And then next season, he started in...
Yeah, used up a year of his eligibility.
Yeah.
But had to send him back down to the dub.
Yeah, and then he started a line with, it was Taylor Hall, Teddy Purcell, and Leon Draisaitl. And they were just really good, actually, all season. I'm like, wow.
Well, he started in the American Hockey League first.
Yeah. And then he
got a call up, and then there was no turning back.
Yeah.
He just took off with the career at that point.
Yeah, it's just so cool to see. It's also, I remember, it's weird how it works because it kind of reminds me of OKC when you had Russell Westbrook, Kevin Durant, James Harden, who all eventually were MVPs, or at least 1 year. I'm pretty sure they were all MVPs. Maybe not. Was KD ever an MVP? But I remember
KD had to be an MVP.
Yeah, right. But I just remember I was watching. This was during COVID, and I was I was scrolling through YouTube. And it was a line of Taylor Hall, Leon Draisaitl, and Connor McDavid. And then they all eventually ended up winning at least 1 Hart Trophy as the league's MVP, which is just kind of crazy. But Leon's just an absolute stud and is
KD won with OKC in 13-14. Russ won with OKC in 16-17. Harden won with the Rockets 17-18.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's incredible what OKC had at one point.
And
now they've built an unbelievable team again.
Which is
but with
pretty
the
sweet.
Canadian.
Yep.
SGA, baby.
Which you love to see.
Big win against Australia today.
Yeah. They were down early. They came back.
They?
Yeah, they were trailing. Not by much.
I haven't looked too closely at that. It was a perfect time for you morning boys.
Yeah, it was sweet. RJ Barrett came in clutch.
Did you guys watch it?
Led the team. Nah, Dusty was reading off the stats.
Oh, you guys didn't bring a TV in and throw it on?
No. But that would have been a good idea. I don't know why we didn't.
I don't just do we have my office TV, the main TV, there's
just something
or a
like
laptop or something. You could have easily brought it into the room and watch
nice
the Olympics. What is it?
We got 2 monitors.
Barrett, 24 points.
Yeah.
SGA 16 points. I heard Luke Dort was pretty good today.
Jamal struggled. a little bit.
Jamal's, we didn't exactly have the best game either.
Yeah.
Against France in the last one, but Canada 2-0 at the Olympics. What is this table for this?
Zachticum and his
Greece
fellow
lost.
Greeks.
So
Yesterday.
I still don't get why you get a point for a loss. Still
That
doesn't
makes
make
no
any sense to me. But that should pretty much put Canada through to the next round
Let's
of
go.
the men's basketball.
Let's go.
Because I think top 2 make it, and then 2 of the top 3 third place make it. So it's looking pretty good that I think the Canadian men's will be going through.
I think so.
Let me go.
How sweet is that? Like last Olympics, I don't think any of these guys would have. Well, maybe.
We should have made the last Olympics, but we screwed up.
Yeah. But
so
pretty
it's
cool.
not official that we've clinched, I guess. But we're going through.
Absolutely.
We
You'll have to see it.
We get Spain on the 2nd. So when is that? Friday. I think it's like 9 o'clock or something in the morning or something.
Sweet.
Which means during the hangout, I'll be watching baseball the entire
I'll
time.
have it on for sure.
I will have it on. I will be watching it. There's no question about that.
You
But,
almost need to invest in having 4 TVs here.
you know, this for the Olympics and
You'd be
stuff, that
watching
would
the
be
whole time.
amazing. Just having like a wall of TVs in here, like
That
they have
would
at
be
Century
sick.
Casino. I was saying to you and Eric before we got on the air, though, the one thing I wish CBC had was when you go onto the CBC website to watch the Olympics, like you can watch any event you want online. I wish they had like an option where you could like quad it, like put it on 4
That'd be cool.
and pick which event you want in each box.
Yep.
Because like yesterday when it was myself, Murray, and Reed in here, I had 2 events going on at the same time. I think it was the skateboarding and the canoeing, but I had like minimize the windows and like shrink them to fit both in the screen. I just want to be able to pick like all 4 and then just do it. That's the thing CBC needs to do next for the next Olympics. Because there's too much to watch. Like people can't see it right now, but if we go onto the CBC website just for what's live right now, we've got all these events on that you can watch right now. We got tennis mixed doubles, artistic gymnastics, 3x3 basketball, which means the Canadian women will be out soon. A men's basketball, a couple men's soccer game, judos, rugby sevens. Well, actually, the rugby sevens is going to start in about an hour, I think. And then upcoming is like all these events are upcoming still here. Swimming, we got fencing, we got boxing. There's just so much to watch.
It's so cool.
I do not
I'm
want
excited for the
dictionary.
boxing
It's
and the 3v3s.
Yeah, it's been nice because last year's, or I guess the last Olympics, it was just, was it 2021, right? It was because they couldn't do it 2020.
Summer
so it
was 2021 with Tokyo. But then the last Olympics, we had the Beijing Winter Games,
yeah,
which
it's,
just I don't think got anyone's attention.
yeah.
No,
No,
I
it's-
didn't even watch a single second of that. You were even saying that you didn't even see much marketing. Really. You
Marketing,
didn't even
yeah,
know
but
that.
I was thinking about it. I don't have cable.
That's
So-
a big one. Yeah, no, I saw
Marketing
the,
for this Olympics?
Yeah, and so I feel like that's where I would have seen it because like back home, obviously, I was
No.
always watching TV and I'd see the commercials.
Well, you would have only seen commercials if you were watching CBC.
Okay.
Because no one else would. Like TSN
Right,
and
would pick.
Sportsnet are carrying Olympic stuff, but they're not rights holders. They're affiliates,
Yeah,
I believe
that's
it's
right,
called.
the logo, yeah.
And CBC sublets Olympic broadcasts to those 2 networks. When we were at 1260, because of that, we got rights to run Olympic stuff on our station. Like, it actually kind of sucks that 1260 is not around for this because, like, on this radio station, I would have made it happen. We would have ran all the basketball and all the soccer that was happening. Like,
Cool.
straight up. We would have had the ability to, like, pot up and air anything that was happening at Olympics if we wanted to. But we weren't official rights holders. We were affiliates.
Okay.
CBC is the rights holder. So I don't think they ever advertised the Olympics. CBC would have been alone. So even if you had cable, unless you're watching CBC, and I don't think a lot of people just watch regular CBC overall, like beyond the news. Like there's not a lot, at least for me, there's not a lot of programming that I go watch on CBC outside of like Hockey Night in Canada or something like that.
Yeah.
You still wouldn't have seen the ads.
I guess.
You would have had to been watching NBC. Anything that's NBC because they're the rights holders in the States.
There you go.
ah.
That would have been the, yeah. Well, there you go.
Yeah, well, you brought to me yesterday. I didn't even realize that the reason that CBC holds their Olympic ring logo the entire year, all the way through, was because they are the sole carriers in Canada of the Olympics. Like the,
And you know
the
when it's an
broadcasters
Olympic
for
year
them.
because the rings show up.
Yeah.
NBC would have at the start of the year, or pretty close to the start of the year, had their rings on their NBC logo, and CBC would have put the rings on their logo for the majority of this year. That's
you're
when you
paying
know
the
it's going
money
to be
for it.
Olympic year because the rings show up on screen. in the top right corner, or whatever it is right now.
I always thought
we
that
got-
was confusing to see
The
because
rings?
it's not an Olympic event and the rings
Oh, that
are
you're
still
watching
there.
like an NHL game and there's Olympic rings or something.
And I'm like, did somebody mess up? And hey,
No,
I
they
see
pay
it,
a crap ton of money for those, and so they get good use out of it. And the IOC is they're very protective of their brand. I think more than I've seen any other organization. If you guys posted like a post on EST with something Olympics, I'm sure it will get taken down.
Yeah.
100%.
That's on you.
Let's
Zach.
try
Don't.
it. I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
No, I love the Olympics. Like, kind of, I went to the 2010 Winter Olympics. I remember my stepdad, he won tickets to go to Team Canada versus Slovakia. It was the semifinals, so I got to see Sid. Being in Vancouver for the golden goal was just like crazy. I remember we like got great tickets, and I had this camera, and I was like super young, so I was like, okay, I like with going down there and like taking photos of all the guys. But I remember Roberto Luongo, he was like skating right by me just as the game was about to start, or just as warm-ups were about to finish. He was one of the last goalies, or he was the last goalie out there. And then he took like a quick skate stride, I guess. He looked at me, he winked at me, and I was like just in awe. Like I was like, wow, it's like forever a core memory. I don't know. Like it's interesting because I just feel like there's no greater way or no greater trophy like ever than just winning a gold. So, like I that would, even if I was like a professional hockey player, I know the Stanley Cup, that's the ultimate goal, but there's something
You would
about
say the Olympic gold is bigger for you?
yeah, like I don't know, like I've always just loved the idea of just representing your country, and you see it, you know, with the passion of some of these guys when there isn't that team or that huge trophy, if you will, with some of the sprinters or whatever. Whenever they get gold, the swimmers, I just love it. I love it, and it's so cool. Could you imagine?
Let's get to Road Warriors, which is brought to you by AccuSteel Heavy Haul Trailers. Custom manufacturing of heavy haul trailers, full repair service and retrofit department, quality, innovation, integrity. Trusted by the leaders in the heavy transport industry. Get on the road with peace of mind with your large loads. AccuSteel.ca. Somebody has jumped into the nasty chat, or Tyler Tim Twilliger letting me know. Canada winning 3x3.
Boom.
The women, the Plouffe sisters from Edmonton, they beat Australia 22-14. So Australia just getting beat down by Canada.
For today, right?
Men's basketball, women's 3x3, and then women's rugby sevens. We
sir.
took down Australia. Australia
rugby,
hates
too.
Canada
G'day,
at the
mate.
moment. I said that.
Yeah. With their sport though, like that's
Good night, mate.
when
Oh,
I
I
think
see
of
what you're saying.
Australia, I think of rugby.
And
Yeah.
then with that, we're also just beating down France for a couple of days. We are not going to be liked at the Olympics.
Yeah.
And also
good
the U.S.
other-
women lost at 3x3.
Womp womp.
Which for some reason with
Suck
Cool
it.
Bet, they were the odds-on favorite to win the entire tournament. The Canadian women, again featuring Edmontonians, the Plouffe sisters, they were third best odds or something, but they're ranked number 1 in the world.
Super
The
cool.
moment I saw that, I threw money on them. So
Get on that.
Nice.
Oh, I got on that before it even started. So it's a good start for our Canadian women when
Yeah,
it comes to
and,
that. So we had that. Leila Annie Fernandez, she fell in her match out at the Olympics. But Felix Auger-Aliassime, he won. He won the 2 sets, beating a German. So he's moving on in the men's singles out there. When it comes to the team events, the rugby sevens, that's coming up, if I'm not mistaken, again, the gold medal match against New Zealand. That's in, I think, 11:45 CBC's been promoting that for. I think it's 11:45. So and that goes really quick. So we'll know quite quickly into that how long, if the Canadians can beat New Zealand, then we can get a gold. But in the end, we're getting a medal.
Yeah. It's
Add another one to our count. What is the
Cha-ching.
Canadian count right now?
that is a good question. It's,
Top 10. Well,
We
sixth or
are
fifth.
9th.
oh, really?
Dropped a bit.
With 2 golds, a silver, and a bronze, and that's 5 total medals. That's based on, okay, it depends on which way you want to go with the medal standings. That's based on gold medals. We are 9th. We're tied for 8th, actually, when it comes to the amount of gold medals won. When it comes to total medals, I think we're a little bit further down the list, potentially. Or are we higher the list?
Yeah, the United States have the most medals.
They got the most medals in 20, but they only have 3 golds. Japan has the most golds, so they have 7. So it always depends who you look at. Like Google, I'm using Google for that when I Googled it. And they have Japan as number 1 because they have the 7 golds. China's number 2. They have 6 golds, but they have 1 more medal than Japan. So what matters more?
Yeah.
I think gold, like getting a bronze is nice, but as Trev, you mentioned like winning a gold medal would be the biggest flex I think you can have as an athlete, representing your own country, competing against the best, and it doesn't get handed out every year. It's not like, the Stanley Cup
That's
is the
the
hardest
thing.
sports
Yeah, that's
trophy
huge.
as a team to win, but winning these medals, you hold them. You are forever a legend in your country. Overall, like, you're Canadian and won gold. Wow, like the prestigious award is right there. That is the most prestigious award, probably being I don't know, Canadian, American, whatever. If you're winning gold for your country, there's probably no better feeling.
Yeah.
And you're looked at as one of the best.
Yeah, I remember, just going back on the 2010 Olympics, it was, speaking of commercials, it was just, I just remember this, it's just engraved in my memory that no Canadian has ever won gold on home soil. And it was just the coolest thing ever, just watching Alex Bilodeau. I think it was the men's moguls or whatever it
It's
was.
supposed to be the night before Jen Heil went for it, and she got silver.
Yeah.
And then the next day was Alex Bilodeau, and he got the gold.
It was just like, that is just, I still get goosebumps just thinking about that. Like, that was huge, seeing his brother react. Like, that was just amazing experience. And like, I couldn't imagine. And
We had a great Olympics that year.
yeah, he did. And then he followed
Well,
it
we
up.
did.
Oh, we did.
As a
yeah,
country, we were
That was
rolling with golds at that
insane.
Olympics.
And then he followed it up in Sochi with another gold, which was awesome. But speaking of gold, I had no idea about this, but everyone back home was the gold winner yesterday in judo. Krista Deguchi. I'm sorry if I'm butchering that name, but she's from Lethbridge.
Oh, no way.
I had no idea. Yeah.
Wow,
so
really?
So I was like, that's just, I don't know how. Yeah. So I was like blown away by that. But yeah, it took Lethbridge by storm yesterday. So shout out Lethbridge. That's pretty cool.
And Deguchi, I mean, she looks really young. I don't know how old she is. Winning gold. First Canadian gold, I think, ever in judo.
Yeah.
From what I saw, if I'm not mistaken. And me and Dusty were talking about it. The judo is an odd sport. I mean, those mixed martial arts sports, the scoring's a little bit different, but it was interesting to see how scoring works. It is very quick. You could finish a match just like that by a blink of an eye. There's two different like takedown methods. So one of them, if it's powerful, quick, with speed and force onto the back, if you do that, it's called a Ippon, Ippon or something, immediately win the match. But then the other way of doing it is if you take somebody down, but it's not like all those 4 categories and stuff, and you hold them down for up to, I think, 10 seconds or something. You have to get like 2 of those for the end of the match.
Is it judo you've done, or what do you do?
Jiu-jitsu.
You do
and
jiu-jitsu.
I don't think they have that at the Olympics. I didn't see it when I was checking it out. But
Just
yeah.
surprising.
No, that would have been the first one that I'd want to watch.
I
Makes me
still
sad.
want to. I didn't think I'd want to watch breakdancing, but I do want to watch it.
I'm definitely
Ever
gonna tune
since
into that.
Dusty and Huss talked about the log shop last week, I think it was last week, and they discussed how like the moment they said they don't know the music that they're dancing to.
That was cool.
That was the part that got me. I was like,
hooked
oh,
ya.
so they
Good hook.
can't prep this. Like it's just, and actually Canadian on the men's side is I think he'd be a favorite to potentially win this.
No way.
Because in the I was reading up on this over the weekend, and in the Pan American Games, a guy from Vancouver won gold.
Damn.
An American won the women's side, I believe, but in the men's side, it was a Canadian that won gold. So the only real event that has happened with a medal at those type of like an Olympics, there's the Commonwealth Games, there's the Pan American Games. The one that won was a Canadian. Now there wasn't Europeans in it, but still,
Yeah, no,
maybe
that's
he can go do this. Maybe he can go and build off of that, and he's going to go do it, and he's going to crush it because he's got the moves.
Yeah.
But yeah, the fact that they don't know the music they're playing.
Yeah,
That makes it so much
fascinating
more
about
exciting.
That's really cool.
I didn't even know that. I thought it was like a choreographed thing.
No.
You make the set routine, boom, boom. Because
Yeah.
most
Well,
dancing
it's like figure skating.
that,
Like I
right?
would say, like you prep, you practice, you get this done. But no, you've got to listen to the beats of the DJ,
Yeah.
and I think there's a DJ playing it,
Well, that's cool.
and you got to
go with the flow.
Yeah.
absolutely.
I wonder if like there's any like rules on the songs. Could you imagine you're getting ready and Frank Sinatra plays? You're just like, what is this? That'd be brutal. No, it has to be some sort of hip hop, I'm sure. But
Somewhere
yeah,
on the
that's
wolf.
really cool. The youngest Olympian in this year's Olympics, I just found out.
14.
I think it was 12. A
Oh, really?
12-year-old.
Oh,
Yes.
Did a 14-year-old win?
I
that?
thought there was an age limit.
A 14-year-old won, but I was just scrolling through. I think it was Instagram. It's like this year's youngest athlete at the Olympics, is 12 years old. Can you imagine?
That's insane. And then a 14-year-old Brazilian,
do you-
I think I'm not mistaken,
it's
won a medal
skateboarding.
in skateboard. Yeah,
Yeah.
the skateboard. I was watching that.
One in skateboard.
11 years, 11 months.
Or that's what it is. Okay, yeah.
There's a Chinese skateboarder.
What the heck?
I have no chance.
Imagine just
There was a
dedicating.
12-year-old from Thailand. And then there's a 16-year-old. The
They've already
oldest
peaked.
athlete is 69-year-old.
16.
An Australian
Nice.
equestrian athlete. She will be the oldest. She'll be 4 months shy of her 70th birthday. So you've got
What athlete?
equestrian.
What's that?
Horses, riding horses. So you're going from almost 12 years old all the way to an almost 7-year-old as the age gap of the
Could be her,
messed
Summer
up.
Olympics.
her grandmother.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right? That's an insane kind of feat because there's so many athletes. Now, I'm going to bring this up again. There's so many different sport, like breakdancing now that they have skateboarding, which both take very lots of physicality, I guess, and skateboarding is more the technique of knowing it. There's shooting as well.
Mm-hmm.
Did you read about the Olympic esports thing that I sent you? We talked about it one time
With
on the
Tommy.
Hangout.
Yeah,
but
there's
there was,
going to be
like-
its own, but it's not going to be at the Olympics, I don't think. Is it its own
Good.
thing?
It's okay.
Has
That
to
I
be
don't
its
know.
own
I didn't
thing.
read it fully.
Yeah, it'd be weird. It would be weird for that, but
I don't think it would
like,
be.
I'm with Tommy on that one. I think sports are sports and video games are video games.
but if shooting and skateboarding is a sport,
Well,
That's
skateboarding
physical.
requires athleticism.
Yeah, exactly.
But what is shooting? Shooting is just hand-eye coordination to a
It's
degree.
a little bit of,
I guess there's the recoil and
yeah,
stuff.
Yeah, it's a
when
little
you
bit
can play
more
duck
physical.
hunt.
But the
right?
thing is, on the controller, like you're having to maneuver with your hands anyways, and you've got the hands-eye coordination.
I feel like
I'm not fully
anything in-
opposed to esport coming into the Olympics.
it'd be odd.
depending on what I see. I would have to see.
I just
on the
wish
game.
they could totally make their own thing out of it. Just stay in their own lane, kind of thing. Like I think if esports had their own esports Olympics, I just feel like a lot of people would turn it off. I'd be kind of annoyed. It's like what? Like,
you don't have
what
to
is
watch
this?
it. There's so many events going on. That's the thing.
Yeah, you don't have to. But
Like
I
you
just
didn't even know
I
what
don't
equestrian
see.
was.
Yeah, that's true. But
So
I just
who cares?
I just don't see
Let
like
it happen. Let somebody win an Olympic gold.
True.
Let
Olympic gold in
that
Fortnite.
15-year-old who's playing
video
Fortnite
games, though.
and
Like-
have the dream of representing our country.
Right.
They have to be sport games though. Then
Is
I'd
that what
be-
you want to go with?
NHL,
maybe,
you
yeah.
would be on the team.
Yeah,
Team
maybe.
EST, not even Team Canada.
See, then
just
that's where then
representing
you might
the
as well just do
Edmonton
the
Sports Talk
eSport
flag.
Olympic where it's you got Chell, you got Madden, you got
Yeah,
FIFA,
and seeing that would-
you got Fortnite,
Yeah,
you
it'd be
got
the-
I don't know all the other games, and you do a bunch of different ones, and they all compete in one country.
And the reason I bring
gold.
that up again is because the Summer Olympics seem to have those odd sports, I guess you could say. Now breaking here, they had tug of war for years. They brought it back. Skateboarding again.
Skateboarding's cool.
I like
They have
tug of
fun
war. We're the best
sports.
country at tug of war.
Let's go.
We'll
I'll
beat you.
beat you in tug of war. Yeah.
Flag football is going to be fun in 4 years.
That'll be cool to see.
I'm excited about that one, especially because the NFL is encouraging its players to be part of it, which I
Yeah.
find fascinating. Like I would have thought the NFL would be like, you guys are not doing this at all. We are not risking a single investment at flag football. But it sounds like Roger Goodell and the NFL are going to be all behind it.
Oh wow.
And I
kinda
stand
cool.
by Tre Ford should be our
Trey
starting
Ford
quarterback.
on Team Canada.
That'd be
with
I just go
Chase Claypool.
because of his speed. That's where I go. Like, who else is going to be our starting quarterback?
Chuba Hubbard.
Otherwise, it's Nathan Rourke.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know. I'd have to remember how much speed Nathan Rourke has, but he'd be the better
But
quarterback.
with flag football, it would make more sense to have
want
the
that
speed.
speed, I
I
would
have
think.
speed.
And then
But maybe I don't know how many. Like I don't know what the full roster would look like. Nathan Rourke with Tre Ford. Maybe they'll be
Pretty
a duo here in Edmonton as quarterback.
I was thinking about that the other day because we had Tre Ford, I think, in this seat, which is kind of cool.
He was in that seat. Gavin Cobb was where Smash Matches.
Yeah, and like you're obviously you're a fan of yeah.
I'm the president of the Tre Ford fan club now.
yeah,
I'm
and
just throwing that out
that's
there.
a-okay. What was it like? Like were you like? Because obviously you're
it's
pretty experienced.
Nothing like it wasn't like fanboying or anything there. I was excited to speak
sure.
with him and have him on. Like,
was curious about that.
It's always cool talking with those guys and having them in for the hangout for an hour was pretty sweet.
That was really sweet.
Yeah, it's not like I was like
Hey, Trey.
gushing and like
How's it going, Trey?
how are things?
I saw you on the field
what's up? No, that was a fun conversation. But I am just
That's
a big
awesome.
promoter of Tre Ford, and people could rip me for that, most notably Lucas. But I stand by what I've seen out of Trey, and I want to see more from him.
Yep.
And it seems like we might be able to
Which
see
is
that
actually
come
pretty
on
sweet
Saturday.
because I'm all on board the Trey
exciting.
train. Yeah, it is super
He's
exciting.
exciting.
Like I watched I'm not gonna lie, I turned the game off. I was kind of watching it at Boston Pizza when I was there.
There was a lot of reasons to turn that game off,
Yeah.
so it's not to be blamed for that
And then
one.
I get home and I just hear all this excitement, and then I turn on Instagram or go on my phone and just see what he was able to do in just a matter of barely any time. So it was pretty cool to see, and it draws me in. I want to watch that. Like, that's exciting, right? So here's hoping.
You guys are part of the team. See you next Tuesday. You guys play in the EST.
Oh yeah, you guys were talking about. I heard that. I was like, are they talking about
what are
our
you guys
team?
playing?
Basketball today?
Okay.
Yeah.
So that'll be fun.
Are you going to be in the post?
He's
like, you're the
rebound.
center?
Yeah,
I'm
he's
going
in
to
post.
be there somewhere
He'll be
doing,
getting
You
doing
got to be getting
things.
those rebounds.
He's the
can't
rebound.
get
He's
them
the
out.
tallest
I
guy
can't
in our
jump.
team by quite a
I
bit.
mean, you
there.
can't jump.
I just can't jump. I'm like George from
White man can't
Seinfeld.
jump.
You should be able to jump a little bit.
I love that movie.
That's not a
Grab
bad
that
movie.
ball, kick it
Yeah,
out
you
to the
can jump.
outside.
You're gonna. What are you talking about? You
Right.
think you're gonna come out of the team and tell all of us I can't jump? Yeah, no, you're getting those
gotta-
rebounds.
you
You're
gotta
I'm
gonna
gonna
jump
jump.
show up there and not jump.
Yeah,
Just grab for the ball, not.
Well,
be
don't
like,
grab
wow,
for the balls
rebounding.
like this.
Well,
Yeah.
This isn't going to help you grab
Wow,
for the
the
ball.
other team's really good
No,
at the
I'm not gonna
rebounds.
clasp it,
Zach,
yeah.
freaking quick complimenting them and grab the ball.
Get that ball, kick it out.
Yeah,
Wow, nice shot.
Or if you're right
Yeah.
there, just sink it in.
yeah.
Get
Like
the layup.
honestly, just get.
You overestimate my
Get to the
athletic
rim.
ability.
Then all
should
you
put me on
have
the
to do
esports.
is get that rebound.
you're good.
And kick it out.
You're good.
Kick it
gonna be
out to
great.
someone.
Zach?
You need to be just in his eyesight at all times. When he gets that, it comes to you,
Yeah.
and
yeah.
then you sink that shot.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind that.
You're
That
the
would be
scoring
cool.
guard.
It'll be sweet. Just get below the rim. I'll send it to you. You're going to be taller. Like, I don't think you'll definitely be one of the
Depends
tallest.
on our opposition.
Careful with the elbows,
And just
but don't
I'll
not
give a
send
little
the
bit.
elbows
Yeah.
out. That's all I'm gonna say.
I'll play dirty.
Well,
Yeah.
I'm gonna
there's
wear.
a line.
I'm gonna wear elbow pads and shin guards just so I can get into
helmet.
Can you imagine my hockey helmet?
Coming up here on Edmonton Sports Talk, your clear choice for Edmonton Sports. It is the Lock Shop with Dusty and Huss, and then two guys and a goalie, Dus, Gager, and Cass. Thanks to everyone for tuning in to the EST Hangout presented by Two Hoots on behalf of YTT, Zachticum, Lieutenant Eric. I'm Matt. Enjoy the rest of your Tuesday. Like I said, Lock Shop coming up in just a couple of minutes right here on EdmontonSportsTalk.com. Tune in iHeartRadio as well as those watching on YouTube. Don't go anywhere.
There you go, right in front of the camera.
First time guest, long time listener, fan of the original draft commissioner.
Welcome to the EST Hangout presented by White Claw Hard Seltzer. The difference is clear. Matt Iwanyk, Tom Zola with here. Joining us today,